Hello, good evening, and you're very welcome to Talking Dogs TV here live from Shelbourne Park with myself, Barry Caul. We've got another fantastic programme lined up for you this evening. 3 hours of top-class action. We have the first round heats of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, and of course we will be down to Clonmel for the quarter-finals of the Larry O'Rourke sponsored Produce Stakes. But we're going to fly straight down to for the 7:01. As you can see, dogs are about to load up for traps, where trap 1 is your favourite, Clonmel, and we're going to pass over for the first time this evening for your commentator, Ian Fortune.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. Looking forward to a tremendous Oaks, of course. Only 6 months since the 2020 Oaks was completed. Ballymacbeanie, a brilliant winner, and we won't have to wait long. She'll be in action in 15 minutes. But this is it, the opening heat of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. Runners in traps now for the opening heat of the Oaks. In 1, Clonmel Sky. 2, Miss Minnie Mall. 3, Tullivan Beyonce. 4, Old Treasure. 5, Infield Jasper, and 6 is Metric Roma. Here, coming up behind traps. And racing, the Oaks underway, and Clonmel Sky leads into the opening turn. The Cork Oaks heroine leads by 4 lengths to in second spot 3, Tullivan Beyonce. Traffic at the back, 5 hits the deck but is up and racing. It's out front, Clonmel Sky on by 6, 8 lengths to in second 3, Tullivan Beyonce. 4, Old Treasure back in third, but Clonmel Sky remains clear on the bottom 2 bends. 3, Tullivan Beyonce is definitely closing the gap somewhat, but Clonmel Sky leads off the final turn. Tremendous winner of the opening heat. Second is 3, Tullivan Beyonce. Old Treasure next. The 4th qualifier, Miss Minnie Mall, who was running on stoutly. The winning time, 28:36. A superb run by Clonmel Sky. Congratulations to Graham Holland and Kevin O'Brien.
Yes, fantastic start to the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 28:36 winner there for Kevin O'Brien and Graham Holland, and happy to report that Infield Jasper is up and finished. Not a problem. Let's have a look at the replay again. A flying start from trap 1, Clonmel Sky. As we pick it up down the back straight, she's already 7 or 8 lengths clear. Tullivan Beyonce, she has an impossible task at this stage, but she does close the deficit somewhat. But as they turn towards home, it's still Clonmel Sky. As Ian mentioned, she'd won the Cork Oaks and turned for home with a 4 or 5 length lead. Tullivan Beyonce does run on well to snatch second, and Old Treasure gets third place. We've 4 qualifiers for the Oaks, and Miss Minnie Mall for Thomas O'Donovan grabbed the 4th position. So a great start for Team Holland. 28:36. Clonmel Sky wins this. Ian, what did you think of that race? A fantastic performance from Clonmel Sky there.
Yeah, mighty impressive display. That's what we'll see plenty of in the next few weeks in the Sporting Press Irish Oaks. It's all about those razor sharp ladies. And Clonmel Sky, she took an absolute flyer from traps, as you see when we joined them. She's already gone 6 to 8 lengths clear. She was 3 or 4 lengths clear on the opening turn. Ran very fluently around the opening 2 bends. She'd come back to them a little bit. She'll probably come on for the run because she does stay a bit better than this. But 28:36 off 16 seconds to the 3rd bend. Not too many will be breaking 16 seconds to that 3rd bend in the coming weeks, so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the evening. But no, a fine display there by Clonmel Sky, Graham Holland and Kevin O'Brien. They have a likely challenger there. Of course, she's already the Cork Oaks winner, should I say.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Ian. Just a quick bit of housekeeping for you. We have a couple of changes to the card. We'll start with Clonmel. In the second race, we have trap 1 is out and reserve E for Emma, who will be joining us from Clonmel. Reserve E is Asurula Dan runs in our second race in Clonmel. And also in race 5 here at Shelbourne Park, featuring Billy Steva, we have 2 non-runners. 4 and 6 are both out, Kildallan Pearl and Me Hope. But we have reserve A for Kevin Losty. Black Eyed Alice runs from trap number 4. Trap 6 will be vacant. So let's go to Clonmel for the first time this evening, and I'll run you through the runners of race number 1. And in trap 1, we have the Pamela Holt owned Giacomo Jack. This one a son of Bell's Direction and Penny Ziona. 1 win from 13 starts. In trap 2, your current odds-on favourite, Golden Angel, owned and trained by Mr. Michael Doyle from Golden, a daughter of Candlelight King and Dalcash Devici, yet to win in her 2 starts. In trap 3, we have Michael Ryan's Circus Blaze, a son of Ballymacvic and Optimistic Misty, yet to win again in 2 starts. In trap 4, we have your second favourite, Lullaby Moon, owned and trained by Mr. William O'Connor of Thurles. This one a son of Droopy Sydney and Law Hill Irene, making only his 2nd start this evening. Out in trap 5, we have Coolog Rusty for David Byrne in Mooncoin. Is that a son of Hondo Messi and Brock and Matt's Lady, having his 3rd start this evening. And another one having her 3rd start is Billy Smith's Hasty Sal, a daughter of Skywalker Farlow and Lavally Sarah. So let's have a look at our 3 to follow here in this race, starting with your odds-on favourite, Golden Angel. This one, her dam, had 28.76 around here, and she's produced some excellent pups already. Dalcash Behold is probably the best of them. He had 28.60 around here and 17.44 for a sprint in Thurles. She went up well in both her starts, and this one for me looks a little bit easier. She's currently 4-5. Next up, we're going to take a look at William O'Connor's Lullaby Moon. No show on debut in a hot novice event here last time, but her dam had clocked 28.71 in Longford. First litter, a couple of these are smart. We already have a couple of open class in this litter, and some of them look exciting. And finally, another one we're going to take a closer look at is David Byrne's Coolog Rusty. This one's grandam, I remember a bitch called Pretty Nicola for Rita Carberry, won over 4, 6 and 8 bends around 10 or so years ago around the likes of Harold's Cross and Mullingar. I think she might have won 14 or 15 races, and this one's dam actually won 9 races over 4 and 6 bends, and he's sure to finish well. So for the first time this evening, we're going to get down to Emma Buckley. Emma, good evening. What are your thoughts on race number 1?
Thanks, Barry. It's great to be here in Clonmel. It's a very, very exciting card tonight. And, well, we're kicking off with a very good race here. I mean, there wasn't much to go on because these are very, very lightly raced youngsters and a couple who are looking for their first wins, that's for sure. We have seen 4 of these race against each other already, believe it or not. And I think it's going to be between the 2 who finished second and third on this occasion that I'm speaking about. My preference is going to be with Circus Blaze, who goes from Traptree to lead home Coolog Rusty. Circus Blaze in Traptree, a brilliant early dash first time out, took a bump coming into the second and definitely lost ground there, found his feet again, and I'm hoping that he can go one better tonight as he is my selection. But I think Coolog Rusty might just give him a run too. But we'll hand you over to Eddie for our first time for the commentary.
They're all in. We're all set for race number 1 in 1 Giacomo Jack, 2 Golden Angel, 3 Circus Blaze, 4 Lullaby Moon, 5 Coolog Rusty, 6 Hasty Sal. Here's behind Traps. And away they go, and it's Trap 2's first to show. On the inside, that's Golden Angel. Being challenged now by Trap 1 on the inside as they go around the first bend. Golden Angel still has the advantage, but now challenged on the outside by Trap 4, Lullaby Moon, who takes it up at halfway and goes a length clear. From 2 and second, 3 and third, and 1 and fourth. Into the third bend they go, and it's Trap 4, Lullaby Moon, who has the advantage by half a length. Trap 2 is not going anywhere and takes it up again at the last as they turn for home. It's Trap 2 and 4 neck and neck. 4 goes on again to win. 2 second, close for third. 6 runs on strongly. 4-2 and 6, your unofficial result. Winning time 29.74.
Yes, congratulations to William O'Connor. It looks like his Lullaby Moon has taken the first race down in Clonmel. Let's take a look at the replay. Trap 2, Golden Angel, was away well. She might have got slightly clipped from behind, gone into the bend. She seems to have a clear advantage there. Yeah, I think 3 just doesn't do her any favours on the run into the bend, but she shows good determination still to pick it up down the back straight. But straight away, Lullaby Moon is on the scene, and he takes it up now as they head halfway down the back straight. To her credit, Golden Angel, she doesn't throw in the towel, and she battled well back up the inside here to give herself a fighting chance off the last bend. Lullaby Moon moves slightly wide and leaves the door open for her, and here you think like Golden Moon is going to go on and win the race by a length or so, but in fairness to Lullaby Moon, he straightened up and he ran on strongly. He won by a length and a quarter at the finish, going away. Emma, it was a decent performance by Lullaby Moon. Done it the hard way, but Golden Angel, she was slightly hampered on the run-up.
Definitely. Look, Golden Angel trapped very well. I thought she just moved off ever so slightly, but you know, she got to that bend and it was a little bit messy. I thought 4 then took it up at the second, and there was a good battle between the 2 of them down the back straight, and 2 just looked like she was never really going away. But the late surge that Lullaby Moon came with was just brilliant to land the spoils there, and full credit to the winner in Trap 4 there, Lullaby Moon. A very good winner for our opening race, I thought, Barry.
Yes, thanks a million, Emma. We will be back to you again for the main event down there this evening. All 10 races live from Clonmel. So the main reason we're here tonight is, of course, the first round of the Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks. And I've seen some fantastic bitches run around Shelbourne Park in the last couple of years, putting the current crop aside. We've had the likes of Mina Miracle go close in the Derby. Also, Kilmacdonough got to a Derby final, and she also won the Oaks in 2018. And when we go back even further, you look at the likes of the bitches that won the Derby. Tina Marina won the Derby springtime, going back to bitches such as Scaldy Sarah, Miss Tetley, and a favourite of mine from years ago, Aries Rose. You also had Paul Hennessy with a brilliant sprinter around here, 4:45. Leonard Lowndes had 2 great bitches in Palm Springs and Shingon Stan, who used to run around here in the times of Alexandrova. You had the Larry Dunn pair of Axel Grease and Kildallan Maid, the Burns with Catunda Lace. And of course, Ballydoyle Honey was another star tracker around here. And who can forget Mick O'Reilly nearly springing an upset with Paige Tree Guerrero, just beating by legal moment. But of course, my favourite of all of those bitches would be Marina's Tina, who won the Oaks twice in 2000 and 2001. And there's only been 2 bitches who have won the Oaks twice. I think there was a bitch won it in the 50s. Her name escapes me at the moment. And we have Ballymacbeanie looking to join that illustrious group this evening. Ian, I mentioned some fabulous bitches there. Give us obviously you were involved with Cool Survivor many years ago. She would have been probably one of your favourites.
Yeah, absolutely. She won the Oaks in '95, and she went on to produce an Oaks winner. Born a Survivor won the Oaks. An absolutely unbelievable bitch for Rory Dwan, of course. She went on to win the Produce Stakes. She also won the Dundalk International. She was a real star. She looked likely to go close in the Derby that year. She was desperately lucky to get knocked out in the quarterfinals. The same night, actually, Char King got knocked out of the Derby when he was seeking a Derby treble. Yes, I mean, unbelievable bitches over the years. Marina's Tina, you mentioned, she was a really classy lady. But we've had some tremendous Oaks winners, as you say. Ballymacbeanie bidding to become the second or third bitch to win it twice after Peaceful Lady and Marina's Tina. We'll see the aforementioned Ballymacbeanie in action now, because they're on parade for the second heat. Runners on parade for the Heat 2 of the Sporting Press online edition. Irish Oaks in 1 Ardrath Pearl. For John Kiley and Rishender Kelly, this is a daughter of Druppies Roddick and Ardrath Scarlet. Next in 2 is Asheville Doll for Ger Geary and Youghal. This is a daughter of Good News and Posh Panther. Stunning run at Youghal on May 5th, a 28.79 run. She's won 4 of her 14 starts. 3, Long Isabel, James Wade, a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Cruel Intentions, with 2 wins from 9 starts. 4 on your card, Ballymacart, a flying starter, had been touted as a potential English Derby challenger, but they've decided to go down the Oaks route. She's a daughter of Ballymac Best Art of Illusion, again for Liam Dowling. She's a real class act. So too is 5 though, Ballymacbeanie, the defending Oaks champion. What a star for Declan Byrne and Ciara Varriker. This daughter of Ballymac Matt, Coolavani Pet, has it all. She's a real superstar. And 6 is Right So Bell, herself a really established performer, owned by Sean Corrigan, a daughter of Low Hill Blake and Nostalgia, well housed as the sole wide seed. It really is an intriguing contest. Heat 2 of the Sporting Press online edition, Irish Oaks. And of course our defending champion Ballymacbeanie racing from trap 5. I assume she'll be in your 3 to follow, Barry.
She most certainly is, Ian, but we will start with trap 4, Ballymacart. This is a fascinating contest here. Ballymacart, she's not had a race since the 6th of February, but just look at her 2 recent trials. She beat Great Name Dat and Ballymac Wild. I know they're not known as sprinters, but they're 2 of the best trackers around at the moment. She bet both of them in Tralee, 17.43 on both occasions. She, of course, was a finalist in the Oaks here last year. She 28.20 around here twice, and she's won 4 of her last 8. So them 2 trials suggest she's in rude health, and she certainly is one to follow here. She's currently your 6-4 second favourite. And in trap 5 we have, of course, the defending champion Ballymacbeanie for Declan Byrne. Okay, we know she won the Oaks here last year. She's a fantastic record of 7 from 11. She only had one more outing after the Oaks when she won on the Winter Racing Festival here on December the 5th. She's not raced since, but she has a stunning trial of 28.35 on her reappearance. And just look at her sections. Look how consistent she is from boxes 205, 209, 203 and 204 on her card there. She's currently your 5-4 favourite. And out in trap 6 we're going to have a look at Right So Bell for Sean Corrigan in Wicklow. This one was an Oaks semi-finalist in 2020, and she's kept top open race form since, with all her races coming in AA Open. She's won 3 times since the Oaks semi-final, and as I mentioned, all of those were in AA Open company. She can fly to the turn, this one. And interestingly enough, in the race that Ballymacbeanie ran in the Winter Racing Festival, Right So Bell took them along down to around the sprint box and was only beaten 3 lengths by Ballymacbeanie on that occasion. She's a 7-1 chance, and she's not without a chance. Of the rest, we'll have a look at Ardrath Pearl for Richenda Kelly, trained by John Kiley. This is her Dublin racing debut here. She's won 3 top opens at Cork, and she's actually won 3 of her last 6 races. She clocked a personal best last time out at Cork, and 2 smart trials around Shelbourne, 28.60 and 28.45. Trap 2 for Gerald Geary from Youghal. This one, Asheville Doll. She's won 2 of her last 4 races. She must need to improve for a recent trial. 28.90, I'm afraid, won't be good enough to win this race. But she's 10 of 40 in top 3 finishes, and she could make the frame to qualify. And finally, Long Isabella for James Wade, trained by Anne Wade. She's lightly raced, a finalist in the SAS Limerick Oaks. She missed a break on that occasion, and she did move wide on the run-up. She may move wide again, so Ballymacart may need to be on her toes. But I'm going to go for Ballymacbeanie to beat Trap 4, which should be a fascinating contest. Ian, your final thoughts before they go to traps?
Yeah, just a little bit apprehensive that Ballymacbeanie hasn't had the run, but I really want to see her at her very best. It'd be great to see her having a go at defending her Oaks, and this is a very tough heat to kick off her defence with. But if she hits the lids, as she can from Trap 5, well, she'll still take a bit of stopping, despite the presence of Ballymacart, who herself is top class. Runners in traps now for the second heat of the Sporting Press Online edition. Irish Oaks, 1 Ardrath Pearl, 2 Asheville Doll, 3 Long Isabel, 4 Ballymacart, 5 Ballymacbeanie, and out in 6 Right So Bell. They're coming up behind traps. Racing, good start by 5 Ballymacbeanie. The defending champion is already in front. From in second, 6 Right So Bell, 4 Ballymacart, showing great early speed to go second. But it's all about 5 Ballymacbeanie, 3 clear from 4 Ballymacart. They're stretching on from in third spot. Right So Bell and Long Isabel. 2 improves Asheville Doll, but Ballymacbeanie remains clear into that third bend. 3 lengths, 4 Ballymacart running a screamer in second, but off the final turn, and Beanie is back. Brilliant performance, wins from Ballymacart. It's tight for third, 28-23. Ballymacbeanie lays down a marker. Come and challenge me if you can. 16 seconds to that third bend. She's a class act.
Yes, what a performance. We did mention before the start about Ballymacbeanie's sectional time. She's been so consistent at boxes, and she proved it again, as we see it from Trap Rise. I'd say that sectional is in around 2 seconds again. We'll get confirmation later on. Away very smartly, shows all her early pace, and she's already gone 2 lengths clear into the bend. Right So Bell, who had led her around in the Winter Racing Festival, went up well on her outside, but Ballymacart showed tremendous early pace to get into a challenging position as they hit down the back straight. But at this stage, it's all over. Ballymacbeanie, she's strong enough out in front. Ballymacart, as Ian mentioned, she hasn't had a run in a while, but she was never going to come from behind in 28-23. And Ballymacbeanie, that's now 8 wins from 12. She definitely is going to remain outright favourites to take it. Ian, it was a fabulous performance from Ballymacbeanie. Take nothing away from Ballymacart, and of course Right So Bell, a semi-finalist. They filled the 1-2-3 again, so the form is definitely standing up.
Yeah, as I suggested, I was really apprehensive when I saw the draw. If she missed the kick, if Ballymacart took a flyer, you never know what might happen in her first run in quite some time. It's been 5.5 months since we saw Ballymacbeanie in racing action, but it was scarcely evident because she hit the ground running. She showed devastating early speed. Like, that's Right So Bell and Ballymacart. It was Ballymacart who really caught the eye into the corner behind Trap 5 Ballymacbeanie, and the two of them were just different class of the rivals. I thought Ballymacart ran an absolute blinder in second spot. After giving Ballymacbeanie a length or two at traps, she's right there off the final turn with a chance. But Ballymacbeanie showing absolutely no signs of rustiness, kicks on again in the final 50. She wins by 3 or 4 lengths. She does a 2:14 sectional. It looked faster than that to my eye. 16 seconds into that third bend. A stunning run by Ballymacbeanie. She is no question the one they have to beat in this Oaks. And remember this, she'll get better. Now, that is a daunting proposition for her rivals.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, 2:14. It did look a little quicker to 2:14 myself, but nonetheless, a fabulous performance. So we might have a look at that. We'll look back at that again later on. So we're going to head to Clonmel now for our second race. Runners, as you can see, are just about to go on parade, and we do have a change that we gave you earlier on. In Trap 1, Kishton Aoife is out and is now replaced by Reserve E for Emma Asaruna Dan, this one owned by Liam and John Fraher. He's a son of Good News and Mysterious Ways. He had to win a race in 6 starts, and he's a personal best of 29.94. May need to improve to open his account. In Trap 2, we have Dominic Fruin's Aherlow Rebel, a daughter of Bull Rum Bolt and Dry Roasted. Just a 1 win from 7 starts. This one not beaten a rival in our last 2 races, but previously had some decent form to her name. In Trap 3, we have Elizabeth Sives Kevin's Laddie. This fellow is son of Sonic and Exciting Style, June 19, won one of his 2 starts. And in Trap 4 we have Philomena Dunn's Dublin Hill King, a son of Droopy Sydney and Dublin Hill Peg, only the 1 start, making his 2nd start here this evening. Yet to finish in the first 3. And in Trap 5 we have Dreamer, owned and trained by Jim Maloney of Clonmel, a son of David Bale and Woodford Girl. He has 3 third place finishes from 5 starts, bronze medal specialist at the moment. And out in 6 we have Ballygerald Silk, owned and trained by Mrs. Pamela Holt in New Inn, a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Little Satin, a 5-time winner. So let's take a quick look at a few of these in action. We were going to take a look at Kiflon Aoife, but she's now a non-runner. replaced by Asarula Dan. So we now look at Kevin's Laddie for Mrs. Elizabeth Sives, as I say, a son of Sonic, an exciting stylist. Dan won 6 times around here, 7 races in total, and this is our first litter. Some of them are quite promising. He qualified well, 16.97, and then won a 5.25 trial by 7 lengths in 29.86, and he ran on well to score the second time of asking here on April the 16th, when picking it up down the back straight and going on to win in 29.81. And we're going to take a look at Jim Maloney's Dreamer. As I mentioned, this fella, he's 4 bronze medals already out from his 5 starts. His dam was very smart. She'd 16.28 for the 300 around here. This is her first litter. He's not raced since December the 20th, went third in a 300. It's his first time over 5.25 tonight, and Jim Maloney will be hoping to improve on those third place finishes. A quick show of betting before we join Emma. Your favourite is Kevin's Laddie at 11-4. Next in, we have Dublin Hill King and the reserve as a rule of Dan at 7-2, 4-1 Dreamer, 9-2 Ballygerald Silk, and 5-1 Aherlow Rebel. But I'm going to give Kevin's Laddie a chance from trap 3 for Elizabeth Size. Emma, what are your thoughts here of race 2 in Clonmel?
Yeah, Barry, as you said, we see the reserve going from trap 1, Asarula Dan, trying to get his first win, so it'll be very exciting for them if he can lead these to the corner. In trap 2, we see Aherlow Rebel will favour her draw tonight, I think, but isn't known for being the quickest away, but we have seen her previously coming from off the pace. Kevin's Laddie, a very, very good winner last time out, coming from off the pace to take up the running and win. I thought he was very, very impressive. Finish as well, so, you know, he can get himself into the mix-up, that's for sure. My selection, however, is going to be Dublin Hill King. I'm just going to take a chance on him because I thought he could improve from his last run. You know, he tracked clever, he used the rail very well, and I thought he showed great determination to battle in his last run. But I'm going to stick with Dublin Hill King in trap 4, and I'll hand you to Eddie for the commentary.
Bell goes for race number 2 in trap 1, the reserve Asarula Dan, 2 Aherlow Rebel, 3 Kevin's Laddie, 4 Dublin Hill King, 5 Dreamer, 6 Ballygerald Silk. Here's behind traps. And away they go, and it's trap 3 who pops out in front and leads up. That's Kevin's Laddie being challenged on the inside by trap 2 as they go around the bend in that order. Trap 2 loses a bit of ground when he's forced to check, but it's trap 3. Kevin's Laddie who leads now by 3 or 4 lengths from 2 and 4 who are battling for the minor places. But up front it's all about Kevin's Laddie. For Elizabeth Sives, he's pulling well clear of trap 2 in second. The split is 16.42. He's not showing any signs of slowing down. Trap 1 is staying on in second. As the race up to the judges, trap 3, Kevin's Laddie. 1 stays on for second and 2 third. 3, 1 and 2 for your trio. Winning time 29.51.
Yes, congratulations to Miss Elizabeth Sives there with Kevin's Laddie now making it 2 wins from his 3 starts. He'd come from off the pace to win last time out, and once he led here into the third bend, well, the others faced an uphill challenge. He came out well, he showed good early pace into the bend. Trap 2 was a little bit unlucky just not to clear him, was forced to check out wide. Trap 4, Dublin Hill King, found himself in a half decent position down the back straight, but hadn't got the pace to go with him. Meanwhile up front, Kevin's Laddie has increased his lead to 4 or 5 lengths. Trap 2, Aherlow Rebel does close it but runs slightly wide off the third bend, letting reserve Asarula Dan up his inside. But turning for home, Kevin's Laddie, as I mentioned, he had come from behind to win last time out, keeps on well to win by 4.5 lengths in 29.51. That's now 2 from 3. Decent start to this one's career. Emma, Kevin's Laddie now 2 from 3.
Definitely a very exciting youngster for connections. Popped out tonight, I thought, and just showed really nice early to that first turn. I thought Dublin Hill King was in a good position down the back, like you said, Barry, but it just wasn't meant to be. But, you know, when trap 3, Kevin's Laddie was out and gone, it was very hard to pull him back. And I thought the reserve in trap 1, Asarula Dan, also gave good chase to finish second, but definitely a very exciting youngster.
Thanks a million, Emma. Now, of course, last night we had the final of the Island Bridge Sprint here at Shelbourne Park, won in tremendous fashion by Deadly Big Show for Mark O'Donovan. Mark can do no wrong at the minute. He led all the way to win in 18.68. I don't think the track was flying actually last night, so that run can be marked up, as Fran Berry would like to say. You can mark that one up, so congratulations to Mark, as I say. But I must give a mention to Ian Fortune. I did a podcast with Ian Fortune and Tommy Lyons maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he put this one up as one to follow after only his second race. He mentioned the sprinter to follow was Deadly Big Show, and once again he was proved to be correct. No flies on that man, so well done to Ian. So now race 3 here at Shelbourne Park, of course, the Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks. And the Sporting Press are doing a special, because it is online. You can get 4 copies of the Sporting Press online for just €6, so it's well worth investing in these times when you can't grab a paper copy in at your local track. So that's well worth having a look at. Right, race number 3 here. I'm going to side with Kishlán Amelia. I know Frontamani is a massive finisher, but I just think Kishlán Amelia, she's won 3 times around here in 2 weeks, so she's obviously a bitch in form. Frontamani had done she finished second in the Puppy Oaks, and she was only beaten a length and a half in that Puppy Oaks. And if somebody had paused the race down the back straight and told you Frontamani would only be beaten a length and a half, as I did comment on the night, you'd be taken away by the men in the white coats, because she absolutely flew from nowhere. So look, the starting is her Achilles heel. She's available at 6 to 4. I think that's a fair price, especially in the first round. She hasn't got much early pace inside her this evening, so she could turn handy enough. If she does turn within 4 or 5 lengths of the lead, she's going to take all the stopping. Highview Magnet is a bitch we've seen win a couple of times here in the last couple of weeks. Daughter of Patsy Sabat and Highview daughter Dolores Merriam. She's running out of her skin. As I say, only the 4 races, winning 3 of them. 28.55 here last week was a personal best. And Burton Averill, this one's Dam Axel Grease, won the Oaks in 2003 for Larry Dunn and Ollie Bray. The dogs are just about to go, the bitches I should say, are just about to go on parade for race 3 here this evening, so I'll hand you over to Ian Fortune for the parade.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. A little bit early. They just a few moments away from the parade. A cracking contest to look forward to. While the first 2 heats have been won in flashy fashion, trap to line, this isn't quite as straightforward, I dare say. Highview Magnet will certainly make a bold bid for the lead in the early yards. If she does hit the front, she'll be hard enough to pick up. Kitty's Roddick can go up strongly, so too can Breton Averill, but I'm expecting Frontamani to come from out of the clouds once again. She really does have stunning pace. Runners on parade for Heat 3 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 1 Highview Magnet, 4 starts, 3 wins. Nothing wrong with that for Dolores Merriman. This daughter of Patsy Sabat and Highview Idol, a real improver. Next in 2, Kishlán Amelia. She's been in tremendous form. Ignore her last 2 defeats, owned by Gavin and Orla Nolan. This is a Dora Kinloch Bray and Penny's Queen. 3 on your race card is Kitty's Roddick, owned by William Stacey, trained by Keith Powell, a daughter of Drubby's Roddick and Marwood Bray. 28.74 on her card here at Shelbourne Park, and indeed at Newbridge suggests she can run a bit. 4 Breton Averill, owned by Richard Garnham and James O'Regan, a daughter of Skywalker Puma and Royal Dilemma. She's been in tremendous form this year. If she hits the ground running, she's a big player. So 2-5, It's All Over, ran on strongly to win last time for Thomas Lahey and John Lahey. This is a daughter of Loyal Bolton and Colleen Olin. And out in 6 is Frontamani, a bitch we've been oohing and ahhing over for the last few weeks, trained by Robert Gleeson for Kevin Proctor. She has stunning pace, massive power, a daughter of Sonic and Rural Aloha. She can go up reasonably well, but it's from the second bend she does most of her running. She's 28.11 on her card. She won't need to go that fast to win here, you would imagine, but at the same time, if she's close at the second bench, she'll take some stopping. Frontamani, a likely favourite if there were bookmakers on track. They are the runners for Heat 3 of the Oaks. They'll be going to traps very soon.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yes, the 6 to 4 about Frontamani is well and truly gone. It's now 4 to 5 and plenty of money queuing up to try and back her at 2 to 1. So the first one I'm going to take a look at here in our 3 to follow is Trap 2, Kishlán Amelia. I can't believe this one is now 12 to 1. She was top form around here last month. She won 3 times in 14 days. She can fly to the turn, as Ian did mention. She's early pace on either side of her tonight, with Kitty's Roddick even, and Highview Magnet, who can move off from trap 1. So she must be on her toes early. As I say, one may move out. We're going to have a look at Breton Averill here for Richard Garnham and James O'Regan in trap 4. As I mentioned, this one's Grand Dam Axel Grease won the Derby, or the Oaks, here in 2003. This bitch has won around Tralee, Limerick, Cork and Shelbourne, so she's very consistent and can do it at all tracks. She was an SAS Cork Oaks finalist late March, and she also made the semi-final of the Limerick Oaks. She's 28.39 around Limerick, and she's not without a chance. And finally in trap 6, Frontamani for Robert Gleeson. An amazing run, as I mentioned, to be beaten only a length and a half in the Puppy Oaks final. Slow starts have been her Achilles heel, but there's not much early pace on her inside tonight. She is capable of a massive run, and that 28.11 run here on April the 3rd still remains the second fastest time of the year here at Shelbourne Park. All eyes will be on her as they run to the first corner. If she can come out of the first bend unscathed within maybe 3 or 4 lengths of them, she will surely pick them up, and she's capable of doing a massive run. I'm going to side with Frontamani here to beat Kishlán Amelia. Don't rule out Highview Magnet. She's a promising youngster. I'm going to hand you over to Ian for the commentary of race number 3.
Well, runners now in traps for Heat 3 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. And there, the starter waves the flag, the hare in motion. 1 is Highview Magnet, 2 Kishlon Amelia, 3 Kitty's Roddock, 4 Breton Arville, 5 It's All Over, and out in 6 is the favourite Frontomani. The hare coming up behind traps. And racing, good start by trap 3 in the middle. Kitty's Roddock, 1 goes up fast. Highview Magnet, now 6 Frontomani, challenging for second spot around the bend, but it is 1 Highview Magnet. The race is on by 3.5, 2 in second, 3 Kitty's Roddock, now 6 Frontomani, gets loose in second spot, and she absolutely shoots to that third bend, goes through on the inside, and has all of a sudden found herself 2, 3 clear into the home straight. It's 6 Frontomani. This will be a big run. Stunning performance by this hugely fast lady. Highview Magnet running well in second, and 2 Kishlon Amelia third. 28-29 from Frontomani, 16-13 to the third bend. She really is an exceptionally fast lady. Well done to Kevin Proctor and Robert Gleeson.
Yeah, she is an exceptionally fast lady indeed, and she actually trapped quite well. We have a look at the replay again. Just have a look at her trap, and she did come out quite well and just sort of missed a stride. As we mentioned earlier on, Highview Magnet was likely to move wide. She had shown a tendency to do that on her first couple of races, but she's got great early pace. She's already 3 or 4 lengths clear into the first bend, coming out the second bend. But once you see in front of Manny this close, it really was game over. The Highview Magnet is no slouch. She's 28.55 on her card last week, and front of Manny takes 4 lengths over from the 750 box and goes on to win by 4. So to take maybe 8 lengths over a bit of Highview Magnet standards is some performance. It really is. She's going further and further away at the finish. 28-29. She hasn't had a run since the 1st of May. So that's some performance. It's scary to think she may even step on for that. She did trap well tonight, but just sort of missed a stride after the yard or two. If she keeps coming away like that and staying wide, she's going to take all the beating in this competition, isn't she?
Yeah, I wonder, will she run as a wide seed in the future? She went in at the third bend. I don't believe if she's on the inside she'll be moving off, but she does go up reasonably straight from the outside, and she stays wide of trap 3 here, which was a good move. But you look at her from this point in, like she's not afraid to cut in, but just the pace here as she straightens up into the back straight. As you said, Barry, Highview Magnet did 28.55 last week, and Frontomani has absolutely ragged her into that third bend. She's after making up 4-5 lengths and gone quickly 2 or 3 lengths clear. So, is she 8 lengths faster than Highview Magnet from the second bend to the final bend, and then she pulls another 2 or 3 lengths clear? Like, she'll definitely stay further. You can see why. I spoke to Declan O'Donoghue during the week, and we sort of were both of the agreement you'd nearly back her sooner for a derby than you would an Oaks because of the trip, but she has some pace, and she's one I'm really looking forward to in action in the future weeks.
Yes, as we did mention, she's taking 8 lengths out of Highview Magnet from the 750 box onwards. That's no mean feat. Anyway, congratulations to Robert Gleeson and Kevin Proctor. They really have one to look forward to. Now, straight down to Clonmel for race number 3. We're going to have a look at the runners here. This is the Greyhounds Make Great Pets. It's a sprint over 300 yards in Clonmel. Trap 1 we're going to look at first is Tivoli Mags, owned and trained by Mr. James Kennedy from Clonmel. This one a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Tivoli Rose. In Trap 2 we have Don Maloney's Doubtful Times, a daughter of New Win Wonder and Treetop Kerry, currently 7-2. In Trap 3, Tetrabella, daughter of Skywalker Tuco and Stoukeboard for Mr. Seamus O'Dwyer in Cashel, currently your 3-1 second favourite. In Trap 4, Rat Salad Django for Ian Morrissey and Olive Morrissey in Adamstown, a son of New Win Wonder and Rat Salad Flojo, 7-2 for this fella. In Trap 5, Knockavarda for JP Shaw in Killinall, a son of Confident Rankin and Killinall Queen. And finally, out in Trap 6, we have Marie Roach's Marshall's Latifa, a daughter of Ballymac Best, and Mylene, a 9-2 chance. Tivoli Mags, your 5-2 favourite. Let's take a look at a couple of these in closer detail. We're going to start with number 3, Tetra Bella. She's actually the only one in the field to have won a race so far. She was successful here last month when beating Traps 1 and 5. Her dam won 6 times around here, including a sprint in a smart 16.24. I can guarantee if anything does 16.24 tonight, they will take the beating. In Trap 4, we have Rat Salad Django for Ian and Olive Morrissey. He's another one with coursing breeding in his pedigree on his sire side. Personally, I don't mind a bit of coursing breeding in them, if I'm honest. But he ran and had Trap 2 and 6 in behind him. In his latest run, he was ahead of Doubtful Times and Marshall's Latifa. And the final one we're going to look at is Knockavarda for JP Shaw. He's won over 4 Brens back in March. He's no look over the sprint trip here last month when behind Trap 1 Tivoli at Mags. He must improve here now for win purposes. I'm going to side with trap 3 Tetrabella to beat trap 6 Marshall's Atifa. Emma, what are your thoughts in race number 3, the sprint at Clonmel?
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Well, the competition is definitely familiar with each other. You know, half of them met in one race and the other half met in another race, so they definitely will know each other out there, that's for sure. I'm going to concentrate on Tivoli Mag, so I think she can turn the tables on Tetrabella this time, just being on the inside of her. I thought she put in a great effort to finish third to her last time up. She's great early and definitely has good trapping ability. And I think herself and Tetrabella are very similarly matched, but just based on the draw tonight, I'm going to side with her. Doubtful times in trap 2. She hasn't quite put it together just yet. I think she's still learning. She's running off the bends a little bit, but this will all be good experience from her. And like you said, Barry, she is course and bred too. Tetrabella, her efforts last time up were flawless. She trapped very, very well, and I think if she's to do the same, she could be a massive player. She has brilliant early speed and was very brave to pull herself into that first bend on her last time out, I thought. So she will take a bit of beating if she does come out. Knocknavar in trap 5 was a winner here back in March, where he was very, very quick away. A break like this would definitely help him tonight. I think he could be in with a chance if he is to trap also. But I'm going to stick with Tivoli Mags. I just can't stray away from her, really. But Barry, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tricky enough contest, Emma. As you say, there's not a lot to go on. A few of these are coursing bred. Trap 2 was coursing bred. Sire won the Derby 2012 coursing Derby. This fella's New in Wonder. It's a bitch, sorry, New in Wonder. And trap 6 is also coursing bred with Ballymac Best. So look, it is a tricky little contest. There's not a lot of form to go on. There is 3 of them only making their second starts. They're open to all sorts of improvement. Tetrabella at least does have winning form, 16.85. You'd imagine the race will be won in slightly quicker than 16.85. Tivoli Mag, she did qualify in 16.85 incidentally, but you'd expect her to go a little bit quicker. Looking at her card, she did meet trouble in her first race. She was struck the rail in her first occasion, and she was balked in her second sprint. So maybe she can improve. So we'll go with 3 to beat 1. And we think we have lost commentary, so I'll try and run you through this as the hare approaches traps for race number 3 at Clonmel. Your favourite in 1, Tivoli Mags. Here are the traps. And away they go. And first to show is trap 3. Tetrabella leads up early from 5. Knocknavar on the outside. 1 makes ground. Tivoli Mags up the inner. Slight bit of trouble there. And 1 Tivoli Mags slips through on the inside and goes clear by a length from 6. Marshall's Atifa as they straighten for home. It's 1 Tivoli Mags out in front. Going to hold on by a length from trap 6. Marshall's Atifa in second. And trap 3, I think it was, Tetrabella back in third. She was a little bit unlucky there. Tetrabella can't bring you a time, but I can confirm it is 6 beats 1 and 3. 16.87, I am told. So we'll have a look at this again here. Trap 3, Tetrabella did come away racing. She did move to her inside. It's easy enough to see even from a side on camera. But 1 showed good early pace up the inside, Tivoli Mags, and she just squeezes through, pushes 3 out of the way. 6 makes good ground, Marshall Atifa into second place. But when they turn for home, it is trap 1. My apologies. 1 Tivoli Mags goes on to win and beat trap 6. Marshall Atifa, who ran quite well in only her second start. Trap 3, Tetrabella, was a little bit unlucky back in third. So a decent win there for Tivoli Mags, for James Kennedy in Clonmel. So congratulations to him. Will we have one more look at that race? Yeah. Let's have a look. Just keep your eye on Tetrabella here in trap 3. She was the unlucky one in the race. She traps quite well and she does move to her inside, as you can see. Also trap 6 here, only having her second start. Yeah, she's not away too well on the outside 6, but she does show good early pace up on the outside. You'd think 3, if she had moved in and shut the door on Tivoli Mags, it could have been game over. But look, she left the gap up the inside for Tivoli Mags to go on and win for James Kennedy there in Clonmel. Good win there, 16.87, meeting a slight bit of trouble. You'd imagine there's a 16.60 in that bitch in the near future if things go her way. Okay, so we're now looking ahead to race number 4 here at Shelbourne Park, which is of course Heat 4 of the Sporting Press Online Edition, Irish Oaks. We'll get the runners down in a minute. Just want to mention that Jerry Griffin is over in England tonight representing Ireland with Sporting Pat in the final of the TV trophy. That's off around 9:02, so we will try and get you the result of that. She finished second in her semi-final last week. She checked at halfway, but hopefully she can go a little better over there tonight. As I say, we will bring you more information as we can. But look, we are here for the Oaks. First started in 1930, was made a classic in 1932. It's been ran in Clonmel, it's been ran in Limerick, Cork, and it shared venues between Harold's Cross and Shelbourne up until 1992 when Shelbourne took full control, and it's been ran here ever since. So I just want to mention Bark and Buzz this evening. There were some fabulous trios here at Shelbourne Park last night, and we had 5 trios paying over €100, a couple of 190, 180, and wasn't even on TV. So why not try a trio tonight? There should be some decent pools. There's a jackpot pool of guaranteed to 200 quid. I can imagine that going up. I actually invested a few quid in that myself, and I'm still in because we haven't got to it just yet. So this is the first leg of our jackpot here, race 4. Why not try a few quid? I've just threw 16 quid in, so can I hit the jackpot, but no doubt I'll be out in the first race, but fingers crossed we get through the first leg. So runners are about to go on parade here at race in Shelbourne Park. Race 4. I'm just going to give you my selections that I threw into the jackpot. I've just gone with Diva Deborah, and I also went with Benna Medina Roxy. A couple of shrewd judges were on to me this week about this Benna Medina Roxy. They reckon she has a chance. She's seen some support. She was 5-2 earlier on in the week. I think the best now is about 2-1, but I will get you a live show of betting after we have the parade with Ian Fortune.
Yes, thanks, Barry. As you can see, the Greyhounds just getting ready to parade for this next contest here tonight at Shelbourne Park. And first up in the red jacket for this next heat of the Sporting Press Irish Oaks is Diva Deborah, trained by Keith Powell for the Tipsy Kings Syndicate, a daughter of Druby Sidney and Cara Kayla. Next in 2, Ballycown Lexi, Dean Harper, Jonathan O'Callaghan, trained by Dennis Fitzgerald, daughter of Druby's Jet and Lee Valley Dancer. 3, Penny Lane Sheba, Pat Buckley for the Penny Lane Syndicate, care of Niamh McKenna, daughter of Druby's Jet and Penny Lane Ace, 2 wins from 6. 4, Ballymac Raven, Bernard Farrell, trained by Jane Hegarty, a daughter of Ballymac Bulger and Ballymac Breeze. 5 is Tiger in Tempo, Jerry Holian. 4, Claire Gallery and David Ryan, a daughter of Druby's Roddick and Scissors. And completing their lineup in 6 is Bella Medina Roxy for Stephen Pennell, care of agent Kevin Loughnane, a daughter of Droda's Woo, and Cabra Roxy, a talented type well housed in the striped jacket. Heat 4 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. They will be going to traps very shortly.
Thanks a million, Ian. So the 3 to follow in this race here. We're going to start with trap 1, Diva Deborah. I flagged this one up here on the programme last week. She's an interesting card. She ran in last year's Brownstown Tango unrace stake in Newbridge, and she clocked 28.49 in only her second start. She has had a layoff, and it was her second run back here last week when she clocked 28.90 in behind Highview Secure. She did come back with a 29.16 trial around Newbridge, and I think she's one that could improve. She's very lightly raced for Keith Powell. She's a perfect draw on the inside tonight. I think she could go well. She's currently a 9-2 chance. We're going to look now at Dean Harper and Jonathan O'Callaghan's Ballycown Lexi in trap number 2, trained by Dennis Fitzgerald. This one is on a hat-trick, having won an A2 grade, A1 grade the last 2 weeks around here. She had good form at Youghal prior to that, and she's a decent card with 7 of her 9 starts ending in top 2 finishes. She made all in her last 2 starts around here. And out in trap 6, Benna Medina Roxy for Stephen Pennell, trained by agent Kay Loughnane. This one a daughter of the Rojas Woohoo and Cabra Roxy. She is the youngster of the lineup. She was a debut winner around Newbridge in 28.63 and a semi-finalist in the Brownstown Tango unrace stake in Newbridge. She was also a semi-finalist in the Con and Annie Kirby at Limerick recently, and this is her Dublin debut here tonight. She qualified in 28.84 and, as I say, won her debut in 28.63. So any bitch qualifying in 28.80 and winning their first race in 28.63 is sure to have a decent future. She's currently your 9-4 favourite here. Of the rest, Tiger in Tempo, she's won over 6 bends. She flashed from traps here last week, and that was probably her undoing. She came out too well for her own good, and again they got to the first bend. The rest of the field had caught up with her. She does lack a yard of early pace, but if she can turn close, she's not out of it. She does finish well. Of the others, we'll give a mention to Penny Lane Sheba. She's currently her 7-4 favourite. She's an impressive card prior to making her Dublin debut last week. She won in 28.46 around Tralee, 28.76 around Cork in the first round of the Oaks and only her second start. Big trial run around Limerick 18.73 a couple of weeks ago and ran in a hot heat behind Dark Devil here last week. Dark Devil went on to win again here last night in another fast time. But I'm going to side with trap 1 at a half decent price, Diva Deborah, currently 5-1. Ian, what are your thoughts for race number 4?
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Obviously, Bella Medina Roxy is one that did catch the eye in her previous starts, both in the Brownstown Tango and Newbridge Track Supporters Unraced at Newbridge, and of course in the early rounds of the Kirby. Penny Lane Sheba is an interesting one, decent card. Ballycown Lexi, a regular here at Shelbourne Park, she's stunning early speed. She'll be right up there in the firing line. I must say, Diva Deborah, she obviously has that big run at Newbridge last year. She'll want to come on for last week's run. She may well do, but she will need to if she's going to land the spoils here, as far as I'm concerned. Well, they are the runners for this Heat 4 of the Sporting Press Online edition. Irish Oaks in 1, Diva Deborah; 2, Ballycown Lexi; 3, Penny Lane Sheba; 4, Ballymac Raven; 5 is Tiger in Tempo; and 6 is Bellamedina Roxy. Hair up behind traps. Racing, good start by 2, Ballycown Lexi. She really does have tremendous early speed. Clear into the bend. From in second spot, 4, Ballymac Raven. Then comes 1, Diva Deborah, now moving second, but out front. And 2, Ballycown Lexi is racing on. 6, Bellamedina Roxy showing plenty of pace now to challenge for second spot, but out front. And trap 2, Ballycown Lexi remains clear. But here comes 6, Bellamedina Roxy, absolutely motoring in second spot off the final turn. And Bellamedina Roxy is going to run out a very impressive winner. Another impressive winner here tonight in the Oaks. Diva Deborah catching the eye, running on in second, and 2 is third, Ballycown Lexi. The winning time not as quick as our previous races, but very taking on the eye. Bellamedina Roxy in 28.79. Congratulations to Stephen Pennell and Kevin Loughnane.
Yes, a good performance from off the pace there from Bellamedina Roxy, making her Shelbourne debut. Let's take a look at it again. She wasn't well away at all. She was even behind trap 5, Tiger in Tempo, who was form over 750. Showed a bit of pace up to the bend, gets in a slight bit of trouble, but at this stage she's still 6 or 7 lengths off the lead off Ballycown Lexi, who's gone 4 or 5 lengths clear of Diva Deborah. She does make a move up the inside, being a wide seat. Showed a bit of clever tracking there, and she's now within 3 lengths of the lead, and she quickly narrows that gap down to a length. Up the inside again off the final bend, and she runs on really, really strongly to make a winning Dublin debut in 28.79. Diva Deborah did run on quite well in second place. She didn't come out in as good a style as she can, but it's a good performance from Bellamedina Roxy. Ian, I was told by a few shrewd judges during the week to keep an eye on this one, and I duly obliged. I clipped it a couple of points, and just as well I listened to them. Good performance.
Yeah, she's a very nice lady. Like she's only in October 19. Well, you can see she did miss the kick, and she didn't fly into the corner, but she had enough pace to clear trap 5, Tiger in Tempo. I noted again that she's slipping onto the fence where she had the opportunity. She does passing down the back straight on the inside. So I wonder, will she be carrying a W in the future? She perhaps may continue to carry it in this Irish Oaks, but have no doubt if she's ever drawn on the inside, I wouldn't be too concerned, because she stays on the inside there off the final turn. She then drifts off to about trap 2.5, but no, trap 6, Bellamedina Roxy showed lots of pace, lots of determination. Very likeable performance by a bitch that, as I've said, is only in October 19. She's an interestingly bred sort. She's out of, she's by Dorotha's Woo, who of course was a Scottish Derby winner in his time across in the UK. A really talented performer, a member of that brilliant litter, of course, a brother to Dorotha's Wildcat, I believe, and Cabra Roxy, very well bred, of course, on the dam side. So one to keep an eye on in the future, no question. She'll need to sharpen up in those early yards, but yeah, just be interesting to see now if they keep a W on her back.
Yeah, I think by keeping a W you're almost guaranteed trap 6, so maybe that's the thinking behind that. But she did show plenty of pace, as you said, Ian, but she also showed plenty of track craft. Her one so inexperienced and so young. She picked her way around the first bend and was clever enough around the third and fourth bend, so be interesting to see what way they go with her. But and nonetheless, she's a decent prospect. So now we're on to the start of the main event down in Clonmel. It is the first quarter-final of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes. Once again, thank you to Larry O'Rourke for his kind sponsorship, and we're going to run through the runners here. So, of course, in trap 1, we have a Swords Maestro owned by Barbara and Leonard Lowndes of Swords and trained by Graham Holland. He's currently a 5-to-1 shot. Next up, we have trap 2, a Deadly Destroyer for Gary Hannon. Gary, of course, won last night's Island Bridge Sprint with Deadly Big Show. A very impressive winner from Mark O'Donovan. This one trained by Carol Ramsbottom. He's 13-to-8. He's the son of Droopy's Jet and Cruel Intentions. In trap 3, we have a Viper's Buzz, owned and trained by Mr. Kieran Hicks of Drogheda, a son of Good News and that fabulous bitch JT Osprey. He's won 4 of his 12 starts. Trap 4, Vigorous Buck, is a non-runner. No reserve will be running from trap number 4. So that brings us on to the early paced Courtmac Chief for the Billy, John and Jack Syndicate. Good luck to you lads tonight, trained by John A. Lenihan, a son of Romeo Recruit And JT China won one of his 8 starts, and he has 6 second-placed finishes. And finally, out in Trap 6, we have the David Firmager-owned, Graham Holland-trained Romeo on Fire, a son of Droopy's Jet and Rushmore Beatrice. He's won 7 of his 14 starts, 50% strike rate. He's your 2-1 second favourite. Flying performance here last week when making all in 28.57 with a great sectional 2-match. So let's take a look at the 3 against the field here, and we're going to start off with Swords Maestro for Barbara and Leonard Lowndes. Of course, the Oaks being on tonight, they had a fabulous bitch. As I mentioned earlier on the programme, Shingon Stan, I think she won her first 7 races, maybe 4 or 5 of them around Shelbourne Park. She really was a fabulous bitch. This fella, he's a tendency to move right from boxes, as he showed last week. He moved right or left as we look, and he had looked promising before that. A big win around here in 28.46. That remains his only career victory to date. He was beaten fair and square by Trap 2 here last week, and he will need to get loose in the early yards to put himself back on the map as one of Ireland's most promising puppies. On to Trap number 2. Gary Hannon's Deadly Destroyer, currently your 13-8 favourite, a brilliant winner here last week in 28.28. It is important, however, tonight that he misses Trap 1 in the early yards, but if he does, he could be really tough to peg back if doing anything like he done last week. He's 5 from 14. He's in really good form. He 28.30 around here in Shelbourne Park, 28.30 beating Ballymac Belvote in Limerick, and of course 28.28 around here last week. He's a really likeable sort. And finally, out in Trap 6, Romeo on Fire. Well, this fella absolutely flew the lids here last week to make all. He's 2 from 2 around here in Clonmel, 28.41 and 28.57. The only slight negative I have is Trap 5, Court MacChief. He's got plenty of early pace this one, so I'm going to side with Trap 2 to beat Trap 1. Emma, what are your thoughts here on race number 4?
Thanks, Barry. I actually have very similar thoughts to yourself. Look, this is a brilliant opening heat where I think the run to the bend is going to be very important. I can see it being fought out between Deadly Destroyer, Viper's Buzz and Romeo on Fire. I'm going to take a chance on Deadly Destroyer, but he's going to have to be on his toes. I think my only concern would be that he could get into a little bit of traffic problems with Trap 1, Swords Maestro, because he does seem to edge off ever so slightly from the boxes. But Deadly Destroyer himself has such good early that I'm hoping he can just clear him to that bend. A 16.08 sectional to the third was absolutely flying last week, and a very nice performance in 28.28, stretched and clear. But I'm going to hand you over to Eddie for the commentary, and we'll see what happens.
The bell goes for the first quarter final, and 1 Swords Maestro, 2 Deadly Destroyer, 3 Viper's Buzz, 4 is vacant, 5 Court MacChief, 6 Romeo on Fire. Here's behind traps. And away we go, and it's Trap 5 who comes away in front. That's Court MacChief being challenged now by 2 and 1 as they go to the bend in that order. It's Trap 5 who goes around clear. Court MacChief leads into the back straight by 2.5 lengths from 2. Deadly Destroyer in second. Trap 3 is third and Trap 1 is fourth. Passing halfway, reaching the third bend in a split of 16-13. Still Trap 1. 2 is fourth to check and loses ground. In second place is 5 continues to lead. From 3 in second, Viper's Buzz, and he stays strongly as the race up to the judges. Trap 3 who takes it up. 5 holds on for second and 2 third. 3, 5 and 2 your unofficial result. The winning time 28.66.
Yes, congratulations to Kieran Hicks there. As we did mention before the race, Trap 5, Court MacChief, he was noticed going up very strongly here last week, and he was always going to cause Romeo on Fire trouble from the draw. Look, you can see he absolutely flew the lids there and moves to his inside, slightly hampers Deadly Destroyer, who in turn comes in on Swords Maestro, gives him no chance. And at this stage now, Court MacChief, he's gone 3 or 4 lengths clear into the back straight. He's not the strongest of stayers. Deadly Destroyer gets a run after him in second, but look at Viper's Buzz flying down the back straight. Deadly Destroyer again has to check up here, and he loses all chances of winning. Nice bit of tracking from Viper's Buzz, switches to the inside of Deadly Destroyer, then the outside of Court MacChief, and he ran strongly to the line, beating Court MacChief in second place. Deadly Destroyer gets the third position, and unfortunately Swords Maestro is out. He's had no luck in that competition thus far, but he does remain with a future. Emma, 5 Court MacChief, he does show good early pace, and he could be a handful if you're drawn on the wrong side of him coming in the competition, but Viper's Buzz, good performance.
For sure, yeah. Court MacChief in 5 had brilliant early tonight, absolutely rocketed out, but just edged in for that rail, which was expected. You know, he is an inside seat, so you knew he was going to be heading for the rail. Flew into that first turn, and of course Deadly Destroyer followed him in behind. It got a little messy then, there was a bit of shuffling in behind, but I thought the pace that Delhi Destroyer showed down the back was very, very good. But then we just saw Viper's Buzz absolutely flying home. He was a standout performer last week. You just could tell that the dog was full of pace, and definitely it is one to keep an eye on. A brilliant winner, and I thought very, very impressive.
Yeah, thanks a million, Emma. He was very, very impressive indeed. But just mentioned that Court McChief, he is a dog with huge early pace, and the way the draw is down there, if he's drawn on the inside of it, you could have all the room in the world, but if you're on the outside of him, you could be in a little bit of trouble. But it'd be interesting to see how the draw goes later on. We will, of course, have the draw for you before we finish up here this evening. Now, race 5 here, the 5th heat of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, of course, features Billy's Diva. She's one of Ireland's best bitches. Of course, it's probably the highlight of the evening for some of you at home watching Billy's Diva. She's, of course, being a Oaks semi-finalist in 2020 National Puppy Stake final runner-up. She was an Easter Cup finalist, Shelbourne Open 600 finalist, and she really does deserve a big one. So we wish her all the best here this evening. So just back to, as Ian mentioned earlier on, we were talking about bitches who had won the Oaks, dual Oaks. It was, of course, Peaceful Lady, as Ian did mention, and she also threw the winner of an Oaks in 1958 Ballet Festival. Cool Survivor done the same thing as Ian mentioned. She won it in 1995, and Born a Survivor won it again in 1999. Ballymacbeanie, she was very impressive earlier on tonight. She's looking to join Marina's Tina and Peaceful Lady to go down as one of the best bitches of all time. So I can see Billy's Diva wagging her tail happily as she's just about to go on parade. She looks magnificent. So I'm going to pass over to you, Ian Fortune, for the commentary of race number 5.
Yeah, thanks indeed, Mary. The runner is now on parade for Heat 5 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. In and one, Billy's Diva for Maria and John Kennedy, his brilliant daughter of Good News, and JT Sahara, one of the fastest in training, male or female. She'll take some stopping. 2, Black Malibu for Sally O'Donovan, a daughter of Confident Rankin and Curale Jean. She's won 6 of her 18. Fine run at Youghal last time out. 3, Cornerhouse Lady. What a performer she's been for Paul Hennessy and William Hennessy and Bethany Dunn, a daughter Deanridge Viking. So said Sarah, former Lee Strand winner. Out in 4, Reserve A, Black Eyed Alice. Black Eyed Alice owned by Enda Losty and Kevin Losty, a youngster, a daughter of Dubious Jet Lawhill Alice, having just her 4th career start. And out in 5, the last of our runners is Courtlock Kerry for Anthony Rooney, daughter of Lawhill Blake and Gorgeous Gal. She's won 2 of her 6, and of course Anthony Rooney, bit of Oaks heritage there also. Trap 6 is a non-runner here, me hope there'll be just the 5 of them. They're making the way towards Traps. It's an intriguing contest, although expect to see Billy's Diva, well, perhaps winning in some style.
Thanks a million, Ian. Well, I can tell you, Billy's Diva is currently your 1 to 5 favourite. You don't remember too many dogs going off much shorter than 1 to 5 around Shelbourne Park. So she's very, very short indeed, but it just shows you the quality she does have. As I mentioned, she was an Oaks semi-finalist last year, runner-up in the Puppy Stakes. She was a Shelbourne Open 600 finalist here not so long ago. She's massive pace. She starts and stays, and as Ian did mention, she is one of Ireland's fastest. So we wish her all the best tonight. We're going to have a look at Black Malibu in Trap 2. This one, a Youghal raider. All of her 18 starts have come around Youghal. She won 4 A2s recently and a huge run around Youghal on the 12th of May in 28:38 when making all, and that run is the fastest run of the year up in Youghal so far, and it's the fastest run by a fair way as well. In trap number 4, we were supposed to have Kildallan Maid. That is now a non-runner. She won the Barking Buzz App A0 here last week, so she is out, and she's going to be replaced by Enda Losty's Kevin, or Black Eyed Alice, trained by Kevin Losty. This one, she's won 2 of her 3 starts. She won an A4 here last week in 28:87. Faces a tougher test here tonight, but look, she's very, very young and she's open to any amount of improvement. Trap 3 for William Hennessy and Bethany Dunn, Cornerhouse Lady. This one, a daughter of Deanridge Viking and So Said Sarah, trained by Paul Hennessy. Paul has won this 3 times, I think, to the best of my knowledge. April Surprise, Loughnamon Bridie and JT Jordan, I think it was. I think they're his 3 winners. She's already won 4 times this year, and she's racked up £14,000 in prize money. She's won the 2019 Lee Strand final at Tralee, a competition that's ongoing now at the moment, and she's still holding her form well. She's last seen over 750, but she can run well over a variety of trips Trap 5 for Anthony Rooney, Courtlock, Kerry. I think Anthony might have been involved in JT Jordan at one stage of her career going back a couple of years ago. She's lightly raced. She's won 2 400s around Dundalk, and she almost made all for a winning debut over 4 bends in Dundalk last December when she was caught close home. She does have a chance to lead outside here, judging by her sprint runs and a 7:13 sectional for the 400 in Dundalk. Trap 6, Me Hope, is a non-runner for Michael English, but it's all about Billy's Diva. There's still no better available than 1 to 5 about this fabulous bitch. She looks to take all the beating. You can get a bit of 1 to 4 now available actually, but she's going to take all the beating. Ian, I'm interested to see how she gets on. What are your thoughts here, Ian, for race 5?
Fast away, always led, 28-10, happy as you like into the second round. I think that's probably a bit too simple. She's not, like, these aren't slow, but I just think this lady is so special that if she does hit the lids like she can, I think she'll probably make every inch, and she could well go fastest of the few heats we've seen thus far. Ballymacbeanie, worth keeping in mind, the 28-23. Just interesting to see how fast this lady can go if she hits the lids. There's the bell for this Heat 5 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. Just the 5 of them. 1 Billy's Diva, 2 Black Malibu, 3 Cornerhouse Lady, 4 is Black Eyed Alice the Reserve, and 5 Courtlock Kerry. Here coming up behind traps. Racing, Billy's Diva charges boxes, 3 doesn't Cornerhouse Lady, and now 4 going up strongly, Black Eyed Alice, but Billy's Diva forcing her way through into second spot. It's Black Eyed Alice, but her lead surely short-lived as 1 Billy's Diva is breathing down her neck into that third bend, and Billy's Diva ranges up sides. Black Eyed Alice, who showed good pace down the back straight to even contain Billy's Diva for as long as she did, but Billy's Diva has kicked on for Maria and John Kennedy, clear off the final turn, stretching onto the line, wins well from 4 Black Eyed Alice, who really did run a fantastic race in second. 3 was third, Cornerhouse Lady. The winning time 28:35 off 16:27. That'll do. Very impressive by Billy's Diva.
Oh, my heart for the first couple of strides. I have a great view here of the boxes, and that's probably the worst she's come away in a long time. Missed the break completely. Showed good early pace up the inside, but we have to mention Black Eyed Alice, one only having her 4th race. She showed really good early pace into the back straight for trained by Kevin Losty, and she's a length and a half clear. But as Ian mentioned in commentary, Billy's Diva, she's one of the best around. She showed great pace into the third bend when challenging on the outside of Black Eyed Alice. Trap 3, Cornerhouse Lady, as we say, she has form over 750, running on well, being forced slightly wide by Black Eyed Alice, but up the home straight. Billy's Diva wins by 5 lengths in 28:35. She certainly lost a couple of lengths at Trap C, and she certainly lost maybe a length going into the first bend and having the challenge on the outside. 28:35, that's a fabulous run, and surely she can knock 3 or 4 lengths off that easily.
Yeah, she's been very busy at the start of the year, but she's been off for, what are we talking, nearly 5 weeks now. April 17th was the last run she had in the final of the Shelbourne Open 600, so probably fresh in herself, and hence she charges traps, and she finds herself in a pocket into that opening turn, but charges past trap 3 to go second, just minds a step there for a moment or two, waiting her turn, switches wide, makes her move into the third bend and goes on about it. Beautiful fawn bitch. She's a fluent mover, she's powerful, she's strong, she's just determined. She's just a real class act, and an awful lot to like about that. 28:35, considering the fact that she did indeed charge traps, had to wait her turn at the bend. She could have easily done 28:10 if she'd hit the lid. So Billy's Diva is after laying down a marker there. We've seen 3 or 4 absolutely brilliant performances tonight. This Oaks is already starting to heat up.
Yeah, we've seen some fabulous performances already. Like we've seen, like Ballymacbeanie, I thought you would stand out at the start of the night, but looking at that there, Billy's Diva, Ben Medina, Roxy was fabulous as well, to mention but a few. But yeah, it started off as a great competition. That's only our 5th heat down. We've got 7 more to go. So we'll just quickly mention Bark and Buzz. Don't forget, as I say, there was some huge dividends paid here last night for the Ireland Bridge Sprint final night. A couple of trios, well, 5 trios actually paid more than €100. So don't be afraid to get involved with a trio tonight. Maybe if you fancy one at 3 or 4 to 1, the trio with him to win, with the field to come second and third, and it cost you 20 quid, you might get a decent return. Sometimes when them 3 to 1 shots win, the trio can pay 120, 140 quid. So you're getting the value there. Now we're on to our second quarter final down in Clonmel. It is the second quarter final of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes, and we're going to take you through the parade. And first up we have trap number 1 for Peter Kelly in Manchester. It's Cash Return, trained by Brendan Malsell, a son of Kinloch Bray and Peter's Queen. Won one of his 5 starts. He's currently an 8 to 1 chance. Trap 2 for Graham Holland, owned by the KDB Syndicate. It's Malog's Marley, a son of Droopy's Roddick and Emer's Poppy. He's currently your 2 to 1 favourite nowadays at the moment, Mallogs Marley. In trap 3 we have Vallegro for Miss Paula Heffernan and Morris Heffernan. He's a son of Ballymacvic and higher level. He's won 5 of his 14 starts. 4 for John Kennedy, Good Cody, a son of Definite Opinion and Soho Ark. Won 2 of his 7 starts. He's currently 5-2. Out in trap 5 with the early paced Pepe Le Pew for Arthur Morrissey, a son of Droopy's Jet, and absolutely ace. He's won 4 of his 8 starts. And finally, another representative from the Graham Holland kennel, we have the House of Tudors, Billy's Tudor, a son of Droopy's Roddick and Mustang Jill. He's won 6 of his 3 starts, currently a 4-1 chance, and we'll have a big say here on the outside, although the draw has not been kind to him being on the outside of Pepe Le Pew. So let's take a look at our 3 to follow here. First up, we're going to take a look at Mallogs Marley. This fella, he clocked 28.42 in the first round. That was one of the best runs of round 1. He's 12 top 2 starts from his 16 starts, and if he can repeat the 28.83 sectional of last week, he will be hard to contain on the inside. Trap 3 now, Vallegro for the Heffernans. This fellow, as I say, a son of Ballymacvic. He was a Con and Annie Kirby semi-finalist, and he got up late to collar Agent Stanley here last week. He's surrounded by early pace tonight, so he's a tricky enough draw with Mallogs Marley inside him, but no doubt he has the pace to run a huge race here. And in trap 4 we have Good Cody for the Kennedys. A brilliant performance here last week, making all in 28.52 from trap 1. He has a tougher draw here tonight, and he will need to be on his toes early. Just got to give a quick mention to Pepe Le Pew in trap 5. He has had 6 starts around Clonmel, and his form figures are first, second and a third. Emma, I'm going to side with Mallogs Marley here, but Billy's Tudor could run well if getting his trapping boots on early and avoiding trap 5.
Definitely, Barry. Look, this is a cracking heat, and I think every dog has a massive chance, which means that the first turn is going to play a very important role tonight. I'm going to side with Mallogs Marley, like yourself. Look, he smashed out last week, and I think if he can repeat that break, he'll be very, very hard to beat. A 16.05 to the third last week before going on to stop the clock in 28.42, so it's clear how quick he is. He flew down the back last week before drawing clear, and he just looked a comfortable winner. He has a 28.38 run here last December as well, so he just loves this track, and he ran very, very well last week, which is why I'm going to stick with him. But catch return on his inside, very, very lightly raced, only has 5 starts, and you know he had a bit of a messy bend last week, getting an awful bump as he swung around, so he'll be hoping to get a bit of a cleaner run tonight. But Vallegro, another dog, very, very quick. You could make a case for any of them, really. Billish Tudor looked very exciting with a 21.18 in Dundalk. Really, it could go to any of these, but I'm going to side with Mallogs Marley to land the spoils here. Pepe Le Pew, you know, he went to the first with Good Cody last week, and I just thought he was very, very impressive. He's learning every week as he goes on, and I think he can improve massively as well. And we'll hand you to Eddie for the commentary.
The bell goes for the second quarter final of the Fodger Stakes. In 1, Cash Return, 2, Mallogs Marley, 3, Vallegro, 4, Good Cody, 5, Pepe Le Pew, 6, Billish Tudor. Here's behind traps. And away they go, and it's traps 4 and 3 who break smartly with 4 leading up. That's Good Cody. He has the advantage now of getting to the inside in front, and he goes around 2 lengths in front of 3 in second. That's Vallegro, and trap 5 is third. As the race passed halfway now, trap 4, strong stayer, Good Cody is 4 lengths clear of trap 3, Vallegro, to hit the split in the magnificent 15.76. This could be a serious run. Trap 4 still leads. 3 is trying hard in second. They're well clear of the rest, but as the race up to the judge, trap 4 holds on. 3 second, 1 third. 4-3 and 1 for your trio. The winning time was a magnificent 28.20.
Yes, fabulous performance there from Good Cody. Once he got a start like that, he was always going to take some stopping. 28.20. That's a fabulous run. Let's take a look at this again from the start. He gets a flying start straight down the middle. Trap 3, Vallegro does move inwards, and trap 5, Pepe Le Pew held up Billy Tudor slightly, but into the back straight, Good Cody, he's already 2.5 lengths clear of Vallegro, and down the back straight he increases that. He's now 4 lengths clear. Vallegro in second, Pepe Le Pew in third place, but he does struggle to get home. Trap 4 now, he's now 3.5 lengths. Vallegro looks like he's closing the gap. He does close it to about 2 off the last bend. Good Cody's entitled to get tired in 28.20, but he holds on by a good half a length, maybe 3/4 of a length. Cash Return ran on well to grab third, but Emma, 28.20, that's a fabulous one. Run fast away and made all.
Yeah, look, I thought 3 Vallegro broke very well, but it was Good Cody who had the best early to the bend, swung around lovely and just set a searing gallop down the back. And, well, when he hits the front, we all know how fast he is. I thought Vallegro ran a massive race there in behind. He was challenging up the home straight, and he looks very, very exciting. Definitely one to be keeping an eye on as we go forward in the competition. And Cash Return, he was only having his 6th start tonight, so I thought it was a very good qualifier as well. 3 brilliant qualifiers going through to next week, that's for sure. And Good Cody is very, very exciting.
Thanks a million, Emma. Yeah, Vallegro did put in a huge performance there to finish second. You can see him there going into the escape. He's maybe 3 or 4 lengths clear into the escape. Cash Return does run on well as well. So the top 2 in that race are certainly ones to take out. If Good Cody keeps on coming away in that fashion and doing 28-20, he's certainly going to be the one they all have to beat. So we're on to race number 6 here now at Shelbourne Park, and I can tell you that the trio pool is guaranteed €250 here in race number 6, and this is quite an open heat, so it may well be worth trying to eke out the trio here. Your favourites are currently 11-4 Rockland Swift and Crossfield Fina, so definitely a race to get involved in for the trio. So we're going to take a look at number 1 here, Battle Cry for Paul Hennessy. As we mentioned, he's won it already with JT Jordan. Trap 2, Rockland Swift. She started her career off in the Puppy Oaks and is certainly one with a big future. She's only a September 19. I'm going to side with Trap 2, Rockland Swift, to beat Crossfield Fina. And it promises to be a fascinating contest. They're just about to go on parade. Ian, I'm going to side with Rockland Swift. We've seen her run well here in the Puppy Oaks. She came back with a decent enough trial, shall we say, over the sprint trip here last week. She is a bitch with a big future, I think. What are your thoughts before they go on parade?
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher, Barry, I have to tell you. I've been looking at this one for a while, and tough to really put my finger on one. Battle Cry is a bitch I'm obviously a huge fan of, but she is returning after a layoff. She has been running over further. Be interesting to see how forward she is. Runners on parade for this 6th race. Battle Cry races and run, a real star on our day. Trained by Paul Hennessy and Patricia McGrath, daughter of Sparta Maestro and Brinkley Stella. Normally a big finisher too. Rockland Swift, a real powerful daughter of Droopy Sydney and Swift Medora for Peter Cronin, Sean Elvin and KJ Hazeldine. 1 win from 4, but better things to come from her. 3, Paradise Asia for the informed Sean Mead. This is a daughter of Droopy's Nidge and Alexandra. She's won 4 of her 16, including over further last time. 4, Crossfield Fina, a talented daughter of Kinloch Bray and Crossfield Betty for Brendan O'Shea. 5 is Longstone Katie, KP McGrail, a daughter of Droopy's Kane and Rathkyle Katie. And 6 is Bingo Mary for Sean Corcoran, a daughter of Quietly and 1 Yaya. 1 win from 7 starts for this wide seed. It is your 6th race, Heat 6 of the Sporting Press online edition, Irish Oaks. Getting back to what you asked me there, Barry, if I had to put my finger on one, maybe I'd take a chance with 4, Crossfield Fina, with a view that maybe the inside 2 might just get a little bit held up. But wide open contest, and if I didn't have to have a bet, I certainly wouldn't be having one.
Yeah, you called it a bit of a head scratcher, Ian, and the market does agree with you. It's currently 5-2 co-favourites. Trap 1 Battle Cry, 2 Rockland Swift, and Trap 4 Crossfield Fina. Market can't separate them. We're going to take a look at our 3 against the field. They are, of course, the 3 we've just mentioned, but we're going to look at number 1, Battle Cry. As Ian said, she's returning from a layoff, but she has got 28.30 twice around here, and of course a 28.06 run. She can be exceptional on her day. Last seen running over 6 bends against top company, the likes of Ballymac Wisdom. She's sure to come on for her latest trial run, and she's certainly an interesting runner for Paul Hennessy, who can do no wrong at the moment. In Trap 2 we have Sean Elvin and KJ Hazeltine's Rockland Swift. As we mentioned all 4 of her starts came in the recent Puppy Oaks. She won on her 2nd start in round 2, clocking 28.85, and she wasn't beaten far in the final a couple of weeks back, only beaten 5.5 lengths behind Susie Sapphire and Frontamani, and we already seen Frontamani franking the form earlier on. She will improve for her sprint run of 19.10 here recently, so don't ignore this one for Peter Cronin. We're going to look now at Trap 4 Crossfield Fina. She was a finalist in the 2020 National Puppy Stake here at the back end of last year, of course, behind the likes of Ballymac Ariel, who we've just seen. Billy Steva, who we've just seen. Ballymac Ariel was also in that, an explosive boy. She's had 2 starts since that final, and she's won both of them. She returned here with an above average trial last week in 28.68, and she's a very interesting runner indeed. Of the rest, Paradise Asia, she was a finalist in the Champion Bitch Stake in Thurles earlier this year. She won over further here last month. She clocked 31.66. over 5.75. She's been in the top 312 over 16 starts, but she needs her fastest start possible here. But it's look, she has a 2:02 sectional, so she can come out on her day. Trap number 5, Longstone Katie. She's only got the one win to her name, an 8.5 over further in January 2021. She needs to step up on all known form to trouble some of these here. And finally, out in trap 6, we've Bingo Mary for Sean Corcoran in Crettyard, daughter of Quietly and 1 Yard. She's won one of her 7 starts. It was an A6 win here, a Newbridge in 28.97. Her breeding goes back to the likes of fabulous bitches such as Embassy Lane and Nifty Neve. So she finished third in her Dublin debut last week behind Town Penny in 28.88. She's well drawn here as the sole wide seed. So a quick show of betting before I pass you over to Ian for the commentary. We have now Battle Cry is 11-4, Rock Glen Swift 9-4, 5-2 Crossfield Fina. It's 7-1 Paradise Asia in 3, 12-1 Bingo Mary, and you can have 40-1 Longstone Katie. Ian, I'm going to side with trap 2, Rock Glen Swift. What are your thoughts before they go to traps?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Barry. She's very, very fast. If she comes away anyway, sort of fluency, she probably should lead up Battle Cry. It's all a case of whether holding the likes of 3 and 4 into the opening bend, but there's no question about it. She has a bright future. She's very strong, and we haven't seen the best of her. She's only had the 4 starts, of course, and she ran so well in that Puppy Oaks. Well, there is the bell. Heat 6 of the Sporting Press online edition. Irish Oaks 1 Battle Cry, 2 Rock Glen Swift, 3 Paradise Asia, 4 Crossfield Fina, 5 is Longstone Katie, and 6 is Bingo Mary. Hair up behind traps. Racing, good start by 4 in the middle. Crossfield Fina, Battle Cry also goes up well. 3 and 3rd, Paradise Asia, but it is 4 Crossfield Fina that leads him into the back straight. Now the strong runners in 2nd and 3rd, Rockland Swift and Battle Cry. 3 Paradise Asia, another strong runner in 4th, but it's going to have to go some. Crossfield Fina remains 4, clear to that 3rd bend. 2 Rockland Swift, her nearest pursuer. 1 Battle Cry and 3 Paradise Asia in a battle for 3rd, but out front in Crossfield Fina, she's all out. Here comes 2 Rockland Swift. Crossfield Fina holds on from 2 Rockland Swift and Battle Cry 3rd. The winning time 28.42. Crossfield Fina. A lot to like about that display. Brendan O'Shea can be proud. Again, the winning time 28.42.
We really are being treated to some fabulous racing here tonight at Shelbourne Park. Congratulations to Brendan O'Shea, Crossfield Fina. Brilliant performance, making off from trap 4. Let's take a look. She takes a flyer from the middle, goes up well. We see Battle Cry, who's not really renowned for her early pace, goes up on the inside. Small bit of trouble in behind her. Rock Glen Swift showed good early pace to get up the inside of Battle Cry, but as they enter the back straight and head down by the 750 box, she's already 6 clear Crossfield Fina. Trap 2 Rock Glen Swift does some huge running to narrow the deficit to about 3 lengths here at this stage, but you still thought it was a forlorn hope as to come off the last bend. But to her fairness, Rock Glen Swift, her first run in a while, she does battle hard up the home straight and just fails by about a half, maybe 3/4 of a length to rein in Crossfield Fina. Trap 1 Battle Cry, who will improve for that run, took 3rd place. So I was very impressed with Rock Glen Swift, and take nothing away from the winner, Crossfield Fina. She was out and gone, but Rock Glen Swift is one to note in my notebook anyway for next week.
She's a very fast lady. She is going to need to sharpen up in the early yards. There's no question about that. Like, you don't want to be leading, you don't want Battle Cry to be leading you into the corner. I'm not saying anything about Battle Cry because I'm an absolute massive fan of her. I know Battle Cry did take her ground in the early yards, but Rockland Swift, as I've said, she's going to need to sharpen up that little bit. Crossfield Fina, though, showed plenty of pace up the middle of the track. She had conditions to suit. There wasn't an awful lot of early speed in this race, and once she went to the front, she did stretch on by 3 or 4 lengths. Crossfield, or Rock Glen Swift, should I say, does battle away in the 2nd spot down the back straight, and she stays on stoutly as you would expect, but Crossfield Fina shouldn't come back that quickly to them, and she holds on by probably 3/4 of a length. I have yet to hear the official result, but no doubt about it, Crossfield Fina a good winner. Rock Glen Swift, very fast lady in 2nd spot. Bigger things to come from her. An encouraging run by Battle Cry in 3rd spot. 28.42. I like the winner, Crossfield Fina.
Yeah, can confirm 4, 2 and 1. A couple of nice ones to take out of that. Crossfield Fina and across, of course, Rock Glen Swift. So on to race 6 now in Clonmel. We're going to run through the runners on parade. This is another sprint. Hopefully you won't have to hear me commentating again. But in trap 1 we have a Dark and Sharp, owned and trained by Mr. Nigel Quinn of Clonmel, a daughter of Law Hill Blake, and Tuco Lily, currently 5-1 chance. Trap number 2, Clondotty Ronan, a son of Lawhill Blake and Clondotty Amy. This one owned and trained by John Leahy in Templemore. Trap 3, Wilderness Honey, a daughter of New Win Wonder and Snowy's Babe, won 4 of her 7 starts for Declan Drone in Clonmel. In trap number 4 we have the Aaron O'Hanlon owned and trained Podrick's Dream, a son of Droopy's Jet and Dream Queen, won 2 of his 9 starts. Out in trap 5 we have the favourite for Simon Taylor and Graham Holland, New Win TikTok, a son of Droopy Sydney and New Win Boodles. He's 1 from 1. And out in trap 6 we have Michelle Connolly's Vanderbilt, this one trained by Carl Ramsbottom. He's the son of Lawhill Blake and Sarah Setso. So to be shortly heading to traps for this sprint contest. I think the main action is going to be on the outside here between 5 and 6, but we will look at trap number 1, Dark and Sharp, in her 3 against the field. This one, she's a daughter of Lawhill Blake and Tuco Lily, as we mentioned. She does have a good card. She's won 3 of her last 5 races and 4 of her last 7. Her wins have come in S4 and S5 company. She does have a personal best of 16.63 around here, but I think she'll have to improve on 16.63 to make it 6 wins from 13 starts here tonight. Out in trap 5 we have the favourite currently at 4-5, New Win TikTok, for the Derby winning team of Simon Taylor and Graham Holland. He's a half brother to New Win Sheedy. He made all after the smart sectional here last month over 4 bends. He clocked 285. That's some decent running to the corner. He's open to any amount of improvement, this lad. He's only a December 19, and he could really be anything, as they say. Out in trap 6, same comments may apply to Michelle Connolly's Vanderbilt. Her dam won the Newbridge Puppy Derby, and he's in really good hands with Carol Ramsbottom, who's flying at the moment. He qualified in 16.65, and you'd expect some improvement on that. So I think it's between trap 5 and 6. I'll give trap 5 New In TikTok the nod over trap 6 Vanderbilt. They're currently 4-5 and 9-4 at 6-1 bar. 5 for me, Emma. What are your thoughts on the sprint, race 6?
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Another cracking sprint here. Dark and Sharp goes from trap 1. This lad, this lady, she's 5 from 12. You know, she was a very good winner here 2 weeks ago, breaking smartly to lead home in the S4, S6. You know, she's stepping it back up in trip tonight, but I think that if she could take advantage of the rail, she could go well. Clondotty Ronan, little experience on this track and is only having its 3rd ever start tonight. I thought it showed good bravery to grab 3rd on its last time out, and definitely had good track craft too, and I think the run will definitely help bring him on, that's for sure. Wilderness Honey goes from trap 3, 4 from 7 wins, so you can't argue with that strike rate. She's brilliant from boxes. You know, she has a 16.50 on her card in Clonmel, so she does love this track and this trip. You know, she won well here in March in the S3, S4, so she was storming clear in that grade, and you'd hope that she could continue to improve. Podrick's Dream goes from trap 4, ran well behind the Project Stakes contender Pepe Le Pew, showed good early, and we'll definitely have to utilise that tonight because these sprints do happen very quick. But my selection is going to be New In TikTok to lead home Podrick's Dream. Posted a very good split here of 16.19 on his way to victory in his only ever race, but he looks a very, very exciting youngster, and I'm not going to oppose him tonight. I'm sticking with 5 New In TikTok, very, very quick on his debut, and definitely an exciting one for Graham Holland. I'm going to hand you over to Eddie now for your commentary.
The white flag is raised. The hare is on its way for race number 6 in 1 Dark and Sharp, 2 Clondotty Ronan, 3 Wilderness Honey, 4 Podrick's Dream, 5 New In TikTok, 6 Vanderbilt. Hare's behind traps. And they're off and running. It's a fairly level start as they go in the early stage with trap 3 now. Wilderness Honey going on to the bend by 2 or 3 lengths from 2, 4 and 5 who are locked together as they round the first bend. Trap 5 now challenges on the inside. That's New In TikTok and takes it up at the second bend, and trap 5 goes on to win 3 seconds, close for 3rd. 5-3 and a photo. Winning time 16.34.
I think Eddie is a slightly better commentator than me. Congratulations, Eddie. Yeah, we did tip this one up, both myself and Emma. New In TikTok. He was open to any amount of improvement, but that's a really, really good performance, 16.34. And he had to be clever at the first bend. Let's take a look. He wasn't the best away, and trap 3 is showing more early pace. Wilderness Honey, she's a natural sprinter. But trap 5, he's on the outside of 4 here, and he looks as though he's going to swing wide, but he's clever enough to check on the inside of 3. Shows really good track craft for the December 19, and up the home straight, judging by his breathing, he was always going to power away. He goes on to win by maybe 3.5 lengths from trap 3. Wilderness Honey who ran well in second place, and Clondotty Ronan in third. But a dog of that age to show track craft like that, Emma, heading into the bend in the sprint, he really does have a bright future ahead of him. That's now 2 from 2 for New in TikTok.
Yeah, a brilliant strike rate and a brilliant pup. He's definitely one for the future for Team Holland and Simon Taylor. Very, very exciting. Wilderness Honey trapped out very, very well. You know, showed a nice bit of early, but you could just see the pace that New in TikTok had coming off that first turn. You know, you could just see he was beginning to show his foot, and I thought he was very, very clever to go on the inside of tree. You didn't really know what he was going to do, but then he dived for the inside and just stormed clear, because we have seen him over the 525-yard trip. And yeah, a brilliant winner, and definitely an exciting one for the future. Barry, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought he was very, very good, as we say. He's only December 19. I haven't seen pups that young run that recently, but as I say, the track craft there was incredible at the top two bends, and goes on to win well in 16:34. Definitely a nice one now for Simon Taylor and Graham Holland. Of course, they won the Derby here last year. So I just want to mention again our sponsors tonight, the Sporting Press online edition, and as we did mention at the top of the show, you can get 4 editions of the Sporting Press online edition for €6 online if you just visit www.sportingpress.ie to find out more details. Truly is great value, as I say, 4 editions for €6. So the trio pool for this race is going to be guaranteed to €300, 250 in the last race, and €300 here in this race, where Ballymac Orna is going to go off your favourite, about 4 to 5. So as I mentioned, €300 for the trio. Well worth getting involved in Barking Buzz. It could pay decent. If you get the favourite out of the frame here, you wouldn't know what it could pay. So well worth having a go at some forecasts and trios on Barking Buzz. Some decent dividends here last night, so why not try get involved here this evening. So Ian, I don't know if you seen that last race down in Clonmel, New in TikTok. First of all, what is TikTok? I'm a little bit too old for TikTok. It's something to do with videos.
You're well aware what TikTok is. You may stop that now.
No, not a chance.
I'd say you're a TikToker. I'd say you have all your dances sorted out, Barry. And remember, you're younger than me. I know it might look it, but you're younger than me, and I know what TikTok is. You have a young one. I have a few young ones. I know exactly what TikTok is, and I actually find it's like one of those things. You go down a rabbit hole with TikTok. You might find yourself an hour and a half later still on it. But it just so happens in TikTok. I recorded a podcast earlier in the year about dogs to look out for in the coming year, and Simon Taylor responded to my plea for people's opinions of dogs to look forward to. And Simon Taylor, of course, who owned New in Taylor, New in Session, and some real stars, put up New in TikTok twice. I asked him for one to look forward to, and one that might be flying under the radar, and he just said New in TikTok, New in TikTok. So they've clearly thought plenty of this fellow from the early yards, from the early days. An encouraging debut at Clonmel in 28.96, and tonight shown good pace. Really did show good track craft and pace to win in 16:30 odd. I've no doubt there is miles to come from him in the future, and I think he's a really, really bright prospect. But meanwhile, here at Shelbourne, we're looking forward to the next heat of the Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks. They're just leaving the Weighroom Complex, Barry, so I'll go back to you in a moment. But in this contest, it's hard to look past Ballymac Orna. She's owned by the I Can't Believe It syndicate, who are just 1 or 2 members extra to the Ballymac Beanie syndicate. It's down to Career Varika, of course, Ballymac Beanie, but it's also owned by her husband Alan and her and his brother Pat Dobbs, of course, the famous jockey, and I believe another jockey, I believe Pat Cosgrave, is also involved in this one, Ballymac Orna. She's a real prospect. If she does come away on terms, she'll be going every bit as fast as a few of the ones we've seen already. 28.20s, 28.30s. Expect that from Ballymac Orna. Declan Byrne has a very nice team down there. Town Penny is an interesting run. She'll go up strongly, always capable of playing a part. And Highview Lemon, 28.54 last time. She's only had the 10 starts. She remains open to a bit of improvement. 6, Old Fort Lockett is a well-bred type. It's lightly raced, however, December 18, returning after a layoff. It'll be interesting to see how she runs. But Ballymac Orna will be carrying my money if I had to have a bet, Barry. They won't be parading for a few moments, so if you want to waffle on, perhaps do your 3 to follow.
I will waffle on. I'll tell you, TikTok, I don't know what TikTok is, genuinely, but I've been called a tick a few times, more than a few times. As you mentioned, Ian, Pat Dobbs is involved with Ballymacurna. We've had some jockeys, had some famous dogs around here. Johnny Murta had a couple of decent dogs around Harold's Cross, and also Kieran Fallon. I remember your late father, came up with a great line in commentary here on, I think it might have been a Derby final night. Group Rooster, of course, was owned by Kieran Fallon. And as they come off the last bend, we all knew Group Rooster was going to get there, and your father came out with, will Fallon ride a winner here tonight? I thought that was a great line, and indeed he did. But yeah, on to race number 7 here now, and as you did mention, Ian, Ballymacurna is your favourite. She was available at 11 to 10 during the week. That is gone, it's long gone now, so the best you can get now is 4 to 7. As we mentioned, she is a Limerick Oaks finalist, and she will be in our 3 to follow, as we'll have a look at them shortly. Town Penny, yeah, she did run well here last week. It was only an A2, but a 203 sectional. If she does that again, she could cause the favourite some problems on her inside. But they're about to go on parade, Ian. I'll hand over to you.
Thanks, Barry. Well, the runners for this Heat 7 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks is about to parade, and first up in the red jacket is Crogue Hill Annie, John McDonough, Pat McDonough, daughter of Law Hill Blake and Crogue Hill girl. She's won 4 of her 13, a very impressive run at Galway when last seen in December. Next into Ballymacurna, a real prospect for Declan Byrne and the I Can't Believe It syndicate, a daughter of Vulturian. Ballymac Bell, she was a Limerick Oaks finalist last time out, didn't carry luck in that contest. 3 Town Penny for Sean Dooley and AJ Dooley, a daughter of Skywalker Farlow, Lilinia, 28.57 last time, good early speed, expect to see her prominent. In 4 Razzle Dazzle Maya, strong runner for Niels Conlon, Michael Delaney, a daughter of Makeshift and Razzle Dazzle Prue, she'll need to hit the lids. 5 Highview Lemon, big run last time out, 28.54 for Jerry Merriman and Paddy Merriman, daughter of JT Jet, Highview Daisy. And 6 is Old Fort Lockett, owned by Tony Teague, this a daughter of Kinloch Bray, and String of Pearls, very well bred type. They are the runners for Heat 7 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. Over to you now, Barry, for your 3 to follow.
Thanks, Ian. Just a reminder that the trio is guaranteed to €300 here for this race. We're going to look at trap number 1, Crow Hill Annie, currently an 8 to 1 chance. She won her last 2 around Galway when last seen late last year, and she's a decent trial around Galway last month. She should improve on that. Her great dam, Troopy's Twirl, did win the Oaks in 2011. Ballymacurna, Limerick Oaks finalist last week, won the first round of that stake in 28.43. She also won the first round of the Puppy Oaks here in 28.42, and she also has 28.49 around here. She's a powerful puppy. And finally, trap 4, Razzle Dazzle Maya, recently returned from a layoff. She ran well here last week when slightly held up at the third bend when making her decision. She's 29.67 around here for the 550 in last year's Derby. But I'm going to side with trap 2, Ballymacurna, to beat trap 1. Ian, they're all loaded. Over to you for race number 7.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, as you can see, they're all in traps now for this Heat 7 of the Sporting Press Irish Oaks. The night really flying here. Some brilliant performances, perhaps another one here. Heat 7 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. In 1, Crogue Hill Annie. 2 is Ballymacurna. 3, Town Penny. 4, Razzle Dazzle Maya. 5, Highview Lemon. And 6 is Old Fort Lockett, the hare coming up behind traps. Racing, flying start by Ballymacurna, absolutely rocketed from traps. We've never seen her do that before, but she's clear to the bend. 4 in second, Razzle Dazzle Maya. Then comes 1, Crogue Hill Annie. 3, Town Penny, and 5, Highview Lemon, and 6 at the tail, Old Fort Lockett. But out front in Ballymacurna, but 4, Razzle Dazzle Maya, running a big race in second to close the gap somewhat, but still to Ballymacurna, this well-bred lady, clear off the final turn, and surely home and hose. Ballymacurna, this will be quick. Second is 4, Razzle Dazzle Maya. 6 is third, Old Fort Lockett. Indeed, it is quick. 28.31. That really is the definition of trap to line by Ballymacurna. Congratulations to Declan Byrne and the I Can't Believe It syndicate.
Yes, many congratulations to Declan Byrne. Those who took the 11 to 10 earlier this week had no worries whatsoever from trap rise. A 202 from Ballymacurna. Look at that, absolutely pings the lid. She's already 2.5 lengths clear as they pass the 600 yard line. Trap 4, Razzle Dazzle Maya, gets herself into a decent position in second, and to her credit, she does close to maybe 3 lengths into the third bend, maybe 3.5 lengths. But you see Ballymacurna, she's setting a strong gallop out front. This is about as close as Razzle Dazzle Maya gets. She might have got it down to maybe 3.5 or 4 lengths, but at this stage here, Ballymacurna, she is a powerful puppy. She runs wide off the last bend, but once straightening up, she goes on to win by maybe 4.5 lengths from Razzle Dazzle Maya in second. A fantastic run, 28.31 with a 16.11 third bend split and a 202 sectional. Ian, she absolutely flew the lids there. 202. I thought she might have went sub 2 seconds there.
Yeah, not too many these days do 2 seconds or below it. It's probably 10 or 15 back from where it was a few years back, but she absolutely shot from boxes. Just interesting, she moved probably to trap 3 and back in a little bit on the corner, but she's already 3 or 4 lengths clear, and even then she's probably not the most fluent around that opening bend, so perhaps a little bit of room for improvement for Razzle Dazzle Maya. She's always fairly pacey, especially when she's in clear space, and that's exactly where she was, because the rest were basically out of sight. Old Fort Lockett returning after a layoff runs well in third, but 2 Ballymacgorna flashed from boxes, made every inch of the running, and this daughter of Vulturian, Ballymac Bell, is certainly bred for pace, and she certainly has plenty of it in abundance. The I Can't Believe It Syndicate and Declan Byrne, well, they have a runner in the second round of the Oaks, joining Ballymacbeanie.
Yeah, Declan Byrne, his kennels are absolutely flying. He has Galadriel in the next race here. She won in 30.96 over 5.75 a couple of weeks ago, so his kennels are flying. Should be hoping to make it a hat-trick on the night for Declan Byrne. So we're back down to Clonmel for race number 7. This is, of course, the third quarter-final of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes, and they're just about to go on parade. I'll talk you through them. In trap number 1, we have Deadly Tornado for James and John Wright in Ipswich, trained by Carol Ramsbottom, a son of Droopy's Jet and Cruel Intentions. He's won 3 of his 11 starts. In trap 2, Timmy Holland owns Riverside Chester, trained by his dad Graham, a son of Sonic and Brideview Rocket, 4 wins from 12 starts. In trap 3, we have the Conguiney owned and trained Jacob Tashadelic, a son of Droopy Sydney and Nina Tashadelic. He's won 2 of his 9 starts, and he's been running quite well around Limerick and Clonmel here lately. In trap 4, we have the excellent Explosive Boy, owned by Peter Sutcliffe in Australia and trained by the excellent Pat Guilfoyle. He's a son of Good News and Delightful Girl. He really lit up the Con and Annie Kirby project, or Con and Annie Kirby Memorial in Limerick, and he's won 8 of his 15 starts. He's currently 11-8 favourite. Out in trap 5, we've the flying early paced Zoom, well named, for the Club of Champions Syndicate. This one is trained by Mort Leahy. He's a son of Coolavani Jap and Droopy's Doherty, won 4 of his 8 starts. And out in trap 6, we have Dramana Fury, owned and trained by Gerald O'Brien. This one is a son of Eden the Kid and I Am Isabella. So that completes the lineup there. I'll just give you a quick show of betting. Explosive Boy 11-8, 3-1 Deadly Tornado, 7-2 Zoom. It's about 5s Riverside Chester and Jacob Tashadelic, and it's 14-1 Dramana Fury. Our 3 against the field here, starting off with trap number 1, Deadly Tornado. This is a dog with fabulous early pace. His 2.72 sectional last week was the fastest of the round. He absolutely flew the boxes, set a searing gallop into the third bend. Stamina is not his strong point. Zoom was closing him down towards the finish, but if he can produce another 2.72 sectional, have no doubts he will lead around the first bend, and it'll be a case of catch me if you can. Trap 4, Explosive Boy. Well, regular viewers to the show will remember this fella. He lit up the Con and Annie Kirby Memorial in Limerick, was very unlucky in the final. He actually done quite well to finish third here last week. Didn't come away in his best style, and he was badly balked at the first bend, and he could have easily have thrown in the towel, but to his credit, he battled on well to take his place up in the quarterfinals. He can fly from boxes. He's 28.08 twice around Limerick recently, and he is a real star. Out in trap 5, Zoom. This lad ran well last week. He can go up an awful lot better. He was sensational in one of his runs in Tralee when making all on the 5th of March. He can absolutely fly from boxes, and he was clawing Deadly Tornado back as they turned for home last week. He can go up better than 2.83. But getting one of his flying starts, he could make it interesting. But it's going to be a great race at the bend between 1, 4 and 5. I don't rule out the others either. It's a cracking contest here. Emma, I'm going to give Zoom a chance at a decent price. What are your thoughts here in this race?
This is definitely a cracking heat, Barry. But quickly, before I do get to it, I did hear you mention TikTok a little earlier, and I'm not trying to expose you or anything, but I was scrolling through TikTok one night and I did see your choreographed dances on there, Barry. So it might be something people will look out for in the future. But back to Heat 3. Deadly Tornado goes from trap 1. He is known for his great early, and he came out running last week. He held Zoom off superbly to the second and looked very strong throughout. But I'm going to be with Explosive Boy to get back to his best, so I'll hand you to Eddie for the commentary.
Quarter final in 1, Deadly Tornado, 2, Riverside Chester, 3, Jacob Tashadelic, 4, Explosive Boy, 5, Zoom and 6, Dramana Fury. Here's behind traps. And they're racing, and it's trap 4 who takes a flyer along with 5 in the match strides going to the bend. 4 gets the rails and is going to go around in front, just about a length clear of 5 in second. That's Zoom. They're clear of trap 2 and third and 1 in fourth. With 300 yards to go, it's trap 4 Explosive Boy stretching clear, 4 lengths over trap 5 in second and 2 in third. Another fantastic split of 15.89. Trap 4 is pulling clear around the third bend. 5 is holding on in second and 2 is third as the race to face the judge. It's trap 4 Explosive Boy wins impressively. 5 second and 2 third. 4, 5 and 2 for your trio. The winning time 28.38.
Yes, explosive by name, explosive by nature. It's a quote we've used here before on the show. Emma, I'll get back to you about TikTok in just a moment, but let's have a look at this again. Explosive boy, he absolutely flew the lids. When you have the likes of Zoom on the outside, Zoom took a flyer as well. Let's have a look at 4 and 5. Oh, he's absolutely flown out. Zoom has shown his good early pace up on the outside, but Explosive Boy is just able to hold the inside position, and all of a sudden he has himself 2 lengths clear of Zoom, who's more known for his early pace. Deadly Tornado slightly missed the kick. He's back in fourth there. He was always going to struggle from there, but into the third bend, Explosive Boy still keeping up a tremendous gallop. Trap 5 Zoom, try as he might, just can't bridge the deficit. As I say, this fella, he's better off the front, but off the home bend, and Explosive Boy running on strongly. He's a strong enough sort when he's out in front. He goes on to win by 3 or 4 lengths from Zoom. Back in third we have Riverside Chester, another who's better off the front, but it was hard to lead them sort of lads. Explosive Boy when he flashes from traps. Emma, I'll get back to you about TikTok later on, but Explosive Boy, another brilliant performance.
Yeah, look, that is Explosive Boy back to his best. Absolutely rocketed out tonight and showed brilliant early, like we know he has down to that first turn. Of course, he's back to an inside seed, and he just ran very, very well tonight. A 15.89 to the third. That's absolutely flying. And look, the clocks were all there. 28.38 is a serious run tonight. I thought Trap 5 Zoom ran a massive race in behind as well. He's a pup who's definitely progressing in the right way and looking a bit stronger. Definitely looks a lot more comfortable over this trip, but full credit to Explosive Boy because he's a brilliant winner tonight, and that's the dog back to his best. What did you think, Barry?
Look, he's a fantastic dog. We know when he's on song he's absolutely unbeatable, but Zoom, yeah, must mention Zoom. He's better known for his early pace and sprinting performances, and it's quite easy for those sprinters to throw in the tail once they're headed, but in fairness to him, he was only 2 lengths behind Explosive Boy at the sprint box and ran on quite well to be beaten maybe 3.5 or 4. If he keeps coming out like that, look, there's not many dogs are going to come out as well as Explosive Boy did on his inside, so he's definitely one to keep an eye on in the semi-final is Zoom. So now we're back to the Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks up here at Shelbourne Park, and we're on to race 8, and this race of course features the recent Puppy Oaks winner in Susie Sapphire. She was electric on that occasion when she was fast away and made all, and beat none other than Frontamani, who was brilliant in one of her earlier heats. She faces a couple of tricky ones here tonight in opposition. Galadriel for the Declan Byrne Kennel. The Declan Byrne Kennel is absolutely flying. He's had 2 winners already tonight. He'd be looking to make it a hat-trick here. And don't rule out Trap 1 Killpipe Blue. I know at first glance on the card you might look and see this one has had 9 races and yet to score, but trust me, there's nothing wrong with her attitude. She was just caught close home here by Frontamani late last April, and she's probably due. She's certainly due to get her head in front. So I'm going to pass over to you, Ian, for the parade.
Yeah, indeed, one of the more talented maidens in the country, Killpipe Blue, racing in the red jacket, and we're about to see them on parade. In Trap 1 in this Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks Heat 8 is Killpipe Blue for Graham Holland, who's already had a winner here tonight, owned by William Codd, a daughter of Droopy Sidney and Vickras. Have no doubt she'll lose her maiden status very shortly. 2 Susie Sapphire, a brilliant and most progressive winner of the Puppy Oaks. She's, well, open to further improvement because she's only in November 19. She's only a baby. Owen McKenna and Peter Comerford responsible for this daughter of Droopy's Jet and Jetstream Links. 3 is Velvet Spring for Tyke Buckley, of course, an Oaks winner himself in the past with Velvet All Jam. This a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Jamira Lolls. 3 wins from 7. 4 Kilbannon Psycho for Owen McDonough and John McDonough, trained by Owen. This is a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Droopy's Breeze with 6 wins on her card. 5 Tip Top Taylor for Paul Ryan, a well-bred daughter of Droopy Sidney and Marlfield Taylor. Did nothing wrong at Enniscorthy last time out. This is a tougher test. And out in 6 is Galadriel for Declan Byrne, who's already had a double. Declan Byrne, and this is a son or daughter. Hardly a son in the Oaks. That's the daughter of Droopy Sidney and Limini for Paul Reid and Paul Horrig. Well drawn is a wide seat. 30.96 in our card for 5.75 yards. An interesting heat. They're on the way to traps. Surely Susie Sapphire the one to beat, however.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, Debbie O'Rourke is just on to me again now. €300 the trio is guaranteed to this race. Debbie is doing some great work on the Barking Buzz front tonight. She's on Twitter there if you want to follow Debbie and see what's happening down trackside. But we're going to take a look at our 3 to follow here in this race, and we're going to start with Trap 1, Kilp Pipe Blue. She was behind Susie Sapphire in the Puppy Oak semi-final, as we did mention. She ran a blinder in that final. She was only beaten a length and a half. She's probably the fastest maiden in training, as Ian did say. I think she's a good draw up the fence here, and she, as I mentioned about her attitude, nothing wrong despite not winning in 9 starts. She's on the inside of Susie Sapphire tonight. She was on the outside of her in the final. That could prove decisive in my opinion. If she does a 2:04, Susie Sapphire is going to have to go to lead her to the first spin. That brings us on to Susie Sapphire, who was the winner of the recent Puppy Oaks. She improved all the way through that competition. She started off with 28.77, then went 28.60, 28.40 and even 28.47, and her PB of 28.44 in the final. She has some smashing early pace, and she is one of the favourites for outright honours. I think she's about a 10 or 12 to 1 chance. She's won her last 3 starts. And out in Trap 6 for the red hot Declan Byrne kennel, we have Galadriel. Massive performance here. Made a first over 5.75 when flying out and making all in 30.96. She was another who started her career in the Brownstown Tango Puppy Oaks. She qualified in, I think it was 17.77 for a 300 around Newbridge, which did show us that she does relish the long run up, and she has plenty of early pace. The 5.75 she won recently, she did clock a 4.70 sectional. So look, if she does hit the lid, she does have plenty of early pace, and there's no doubt she stays 5.25 strongly, doing a run like that over 5.75. Of the rest of them, Velvet Spring for Tyg Buckley in Limerick ran well in her Dublin debut here last week. She previously won 3 of her first 4 around Galway. She's plenty of pace on her left inside her tonight, and she is facing a tricky draw here. Kilbannon Psycho, trained by Owen McDonough here, 6-time winner for them in A2 class. It's their Dublin debut tonight. Big run over 5.50 in Galway, made a 15th. That was a personal best, 29.88. She's a bitch in form. Tough heat tonight, but she's interesting nonetheless. And finally, in Trap 5, the Paul Ryan owned and trained Tip Top Taylor. Won twice around here in the past, an A4 and an A2, and all the way winner around Enniscorthy on May the 13th, and this one does run on well. So I'll give you a quick show of betting before we pass over to Ian for the commentary. Susie Sapphire is now your 5 to 4 favourite. It's 3 to 1 Kill Pipe Blue and 3 to 1 Galadriel. It's 12 to 1 A Velvet Spring, 16 to 1 Kilbannon Psycho, and 16 to 1 Tip Top Taylor. I'm going to give Trap 1 Kill Pipe Blue a chance up the rails. Ian, over to you for commentary on race number 8.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Susie Sapphire, very progressive during the Puppy Oaks. If that competition had gone for another 2 or 3 weeks, one suspects she might have gone 2 or 3 lengths faster. Let's see what she does here. On so to Heat 8 of the Sporting Press Online edition. Irish Oaks, 1 Kill Pipe Blue, 2 Susie Sapphire, 3 Velvet Spring, 4 Kilbannon Psycho, 5 Tip Top Taylor, and 6 is Galadriel. The hair up behind traps. And racing, good start up the inside by Killpipe Blue, moves to the middle of the track, holds up Susie Sapphire, 6 is third, Galadriel around the bend, it's Killpipe Blue, Susie Sapphire challenging, 6 Galadriel loses its footing slightly, 2 takes a bump off the second, but out front in Killpipe Blue, on its way surely to a first success, but 2 Susie Sapphire is flying, here comes 6 Galadriel, it's Killpipe Blue, Susie Sapphire, Galadriel, 5 Tip Top Taylor improves, but off the final turn, it's Killpipe Blue from Susie Sapphire, 6 Galadriel back and forth, but out front it's 1 Killpipe Blue. She's lost her maiden status. The winning time 28.73. William Codden, Graham Holland, Dickabell. Killpipe Blue a winner.
And as they say in horse racing circles, she's a maiden and no more. Good win there by Killpipe Blue. I did flag it up before the start of the race that better drawn on the inside of Susie Sapphire this evening, although she did move to lane 3 as they went to the bend. Susie Sapphire was always going to be in a small bit of trouble here when she was headed. Got no luck there before the sprint box. She was slightly tipped from trap 5, but into the third bend, Killpipe Blue moves. She is quite wide, and you can see Galadriel starting to loom up in behind her along with Susie Sapphire. Well, I thought she would have went on and won it a little bit easier than she did, but look, it's her first run in a couple of weeks up the home straight. She does enough to hang on. Trap 5 Tip Top Taylor I think may have nabbed second. That's not confirmed. Trap 2 Susie Sapphire back in third. Galadriel should come on for the run there. I thought she had a big chance going into the third bend, but as I say, she hasn't run in quite a while. Good performance from Killpipe Blue, Ian. As we say, a maiden no more.
Yeah, I made no more. Good to see her getting off the mark. 28.73. A slightly muddling affair compared to some of the other heats. She does move off. She holds up trap 2, Susie Sapphire. I thought Susie Sapphire ran a big race in defeat. She takes another bump off the second. She gets clipped here. She loses more momentum. 6, Galadriel made a forward move at this point. I thought she was going to be a major player. Look in behind. 5, Tip Top Taylor runs a blinder. But out front, Killpipe Blue. She is moving to the middle of the track, worth noting. Going forward, trap 2, Susie Sapphire. Well, we saw during the Puppy Oaks that she was generally cooked by this point in the contest, and she doesn't find an awful lot up the home straight, but she's after running a big race in defeat. 5, Tip Top Taylor, running a fine race for Paul Ryan, should I say, in second spot. But no, Killpipe Blue, as we've said, a maiden no more. She'll need to go faster if she's to go any further in the Oaks, given what we've seen already tonight. But no, a lot to like about her victory. But again, I thought Susie Sapphire ran well. I wouldn't be too worried by her suffering a first defeat in quite some time.
Yes, yeah, indeed, I have to agree with you there. It's all about really qualifying for these first rounds, and I'm sure she will come on. I'm sure Owen McKenna is not going to have her 100% ready at this stage. It's a long competition. Right, back down to Clonmel for our final quarter final of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes, and we're going to run through the runners that are on parade here. And in trap 1, it's Navy Blue for the 13 and Me Syndicate. This fella in Golden, I think Damien Lonigan might be involved in this one, of Boyle Sports. He's a son of Superior Product and Global Liberty, trained by Graham Holland. Won 4 of his 11 starts. In trap 2, we have Nitro Hero, another Graham Holland runner, owned by the Pig Iron Syndicate in Ballinagary. Son of Clonbrien Hero and Freedom Sally, 3 wins from his 9 starts. In trap 3, we have Gunboat Premier, a son of Droopy's Jet, and Dynamic Trend. He's won 1 of his 3 starts. Out in trap 4, another runner for Graham Holland. Graham has 4 in this heat. This one is owned by the Pillar Syndicate. It is of course Jack's Little Thing, a son of Droopy Sydney and Limini. He's won 4 of his 8 starts. Really capable performer. Graham's final runner in this heat is the Helen O'Dwyer and Emily O'Dwyer owned Rural Star, a son of Sonic and Rural Aloha. Won 3 of his 9 starts. And out in trap 6, we have the Flying Starter, Agent Stanley, owned by Mr. Patrick Flanagan and Erwin Berkmer, and trained of course by Mary Gilbert, the son of Lawhill Blake and Cy Darian Pearl. 8 wins from his 17 starts. Let's hope he can flash the boxes again tonight. So let's look at our 3 against the field here. We're going to start with Navy Blue. This fella, he trapped well last week and showed some good track craft, because Court McChief, as we've seen run earlier on, he had huge early pace and he just moved off the first bend and allowed Court McChief up his inside. It was a clever manoeuvre in the end. He tracked well and picked it up off the home bend and went on to win well in 28.73. Well drawn here on the fence. Next one we're going to look at is Jack's Little Thing. This fella, he's a member of a really good litter. He's very capable. He's 28.50 twice around here, and he's 2.92 sectionals. You'd imagine he has to go a little bit quicker to lead some of these at 2.92 sectionals. Speaking of fast sectionals, that brings us on to trap number 6, Agent Stanley. He clocked a 2.76 last week. That was the second fastest sectional of the round. He can absolutely fly from boxes. He improved on his recent trial, 29.11, to do 28.63 last week. You can expect a little bit more further improvement if he can do a 28.8 or a 2.76 sectional. He is a middle seed drawn in trap 6. However, he has won 3 races from 7 starts out of trap 6, including a 28.58 in Shelbourne Park. Just a quick mention for trap number 4, Gunboat Premier. I see this one is owned by Sean Kenny. Some of our older viewers might remember a really, really top-class dog called Gunboat Jeff. I can remember him when I was only a chiseler back in the early 90s. He was a brilliant dog over 4 and 6 bends. He used to run against the likes of Ratify and Matchless Matt. As I say, he was bred by John Kenny, so it's good to see the Kenny family still involved. I'm going to side here with trap 6, Agent Stanley to beat 1, Navy Blue. Emma, your thoughts, please.
This is a very competitive heat, Barry. Graham Holland holds a massive, massive hand. You know, he has 4 in this, but I'm going to actually go the opposite of you. I'm going to side with Navy Blue to pick up Agent Stanley. Navy Blue, the recent Sean O'Connor Cup winner, had serious pace down the back, and I think if he can keep tabs on Agent Stanley, he might just pick him up. You know, coming off the pace last week, he was seriously impressive. And I just thought if he could come close enough to Agent Stanley, he might just get the job done. I know there's a very excited syndicate watching on tonight too. Agent Stanley does look a certain leader though, a very, very good early pacer. Of course, he was the Kirby runner-up, and we know how good he is. He just got chinned by Vallegra last week in a brilliant battle, and I think he will have learned from the track as well. Rural Star goes from trap 5. I thought 3 impeded him to the first week. He got bumped at the first and second, so he's going to be looking for a bit of a cleaner run. But I'm going to stick with Navy Blue tonight, just to come from off the pace. Jack's Little Thing goes from trap 4 as well. He's the unraced winner here, so he's definitely one to be keeping an eye on. He loves this track, so definitely one to be watching over. But I'm going to stick with Navy Blue, and I'll hand you to Eddie for the commentary.
The bell goes for the fourth quarter final in 1 Navy Blue, 2 Nitro Hero, 3 Gunboat Premier, 4 Jack's Little Thing, 5 Rural Star, 6 Agent Stanley. Here's behind traps. And they're off and running, and it's trap 4 and 6 who break lively with 1 and 2 on the inside. There's very close going to the bend. 2's just about shading it. It could be a bit of trouble, but as 2 goes around in front, that's Nitro Hero. He leads into the back now by 2.5 lengths from 1 and 2nd. Navy Blue close for third between 4 and 6, and 3 is also trying to get into it. At the third bend, the split is 16:37. 2 continues to lead from 6 and 3 now. We're bunching in behind, but it's trap 2 Nitro Hero who leads, turning from home from 6 Agent Stanley is the race up to the judge. 2, 6 and 5 for your trio. Winning time 29:21.
29-21, it tells a tale there. It was a messy affair. Let's have a look at it again, but the connections of 2, 6 and 1 won't mind. They're through to the semi-final. Let's look at it again from the start. Trap 2 Nitro Blue comes away quite well, heads to the first bend. He's about 3/4 of a length cleared of trap 1. There is trouble there at the bend. 2 slightly moves off, not really his fault. He was pushed off by 1, and he bumps into 4 and 6 Agent Stanley. Down the back straight, Nitro Hero, he's left 2 or 3 lengths clear. It's a huge battle on for places in behind. Agent Stanley gets a decent run around the outside there to sneak into second place. 3 is forced to check up behind the back of Agent Stanley, but up front, Nitro Hero, he's doing his own thing, and he runs on well to win by maybe 2 lengths from Agent Stanley, who grabs second. Trap 5 Rural Star back in third. So a couple of messy enough heat there. Agent Stanley got through. He was lucky enough he was on the outside, I suppose, going into the third bend, but connections off the 3 first, second and third won't mind. They're into the draw for next week.
Definitely. Look, Nitro Hero broke very well tonight. Went to that first bend with trap 1 Navy Blue, who just edged off slightly at the bend, so you know it just got messy. There was such early pace in this race that you could always see them going to the bend together, but I thought Nitro Hero definitely held his own, looked very comfortable down the back, and it was a very good race display by him. I thought Agent Stanley gave very good chase as well, and they'll be happy to be in the draw next week, but Nitro Hero definitely a good winner there. What did you think, Barry?
Yeah, good performance. As I say, qualifying is really the name of the game there, so the connections of Nitro Blue, Navy Blue and Agent Stanley will all be delighted they got through, and they're into the draw for the semi-final. That concludes our 4 semi-finals from Clonmel. We will of course bring you the last 2 races of Clonmel, and hopefully Emma will have the draw for us before the end of the programme. Rural Star, my apologies, got third, not Navy Blue, so apologies to the connections of Navy Blue. It was in fact trap 5 Rural Star. So now we're on to race 9 here in Shelbourne Park. It is of course heat number 9 of the Sporting Press online edition, Irish Oaks. So this one, some smart performers in this one as well. We've Ballymac Biscuit in this one. She of course started her career, another one who started her career in the Brownstown Tango unraced and then went to the Puppy Oak. She's one that has a big chance in this, but probably your favourite will be trap 1 Ballydoyle Rossa for P.O. Barry. We've seen her, she knocked over here a couple of weeks ago, but she showed her well-being here with a recent spin in 28.38, so she showed no ill effects of that. So she's well drawn, as I say, in trap 1. Trap 2 Borna Aoife, well, this one is owned and trained by Michelle Dwan, and the Dwan family are no strangers to decent bitches around here. As we mentioned at the top of the show, bitches like Borna Best, Borna Survivor, and of course Borna Gem in 2013. I think Rory Dwan was responsible for the fastest dog I ever seen running around Shelbourne Park. I won't be persuaded otherwise. I think he had a dog called Borna Pilot around 2003, 2002, who it was an absolute flying machine down the back straight in Shelbourne Park. Never really the best away from boxes, but once he got into his stride, he was some dog, and he remains my fastest dog I ever seen around Shelbourne Park. Ian, before they go on parade, who's your fastest dog you ever seen? Takes some beating to beat Borna Pilot down the back straight.
Yeah, down the back. Premier Fantasy would have beaten him 6 lengths in a race, though. He was an absolute flying machine. College Causeway, Late Show. I go back further. The likes of Trade Official when he was at his very best. Deerfield Pier, Tip Top. I've seen some incredible dogs here at Shelbourne Park over the years. And of course, so many great Derby winners and classic winners. And we've seen some flying bitches as well. Ballydoyle Honey was pretty special herself. But we'll move on, because the first we're going to see is another Ballydoyle. And this is Ballydoyle Rossa. And she really is a flying machine. And the runners on parade for Heat 9 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 1 Ballydoyle Rossa, owned by P.O. Barry, a daughter of Druppy Sydney and Ballymac Razzled. 2 wins from 6 starts for this lady. She has massive pace. 2 is Borna Aoife from Michelle Dwan, a daughter of Druppy's Jet and Borna Central. 3 on your card is Cabra Ava, a talented lady, a daughter of Kinloch Bray and Cabra Smoky, returning after a couple of weeks layoff, owned by Ava Scally. She can start and she stays. 9 wins from 26 starts. 4, Santa's Jet for Ryan McGill. This is a daughter of Druppy's Jet, Big Man's Daisy. 5 is Ballymac Biscuit. Liam Dowling owns and trains this, daughter of Ballymac Matt and Dulcino Rose. And completing her lineup in 6 is Nice White Paws, owned by Michael and Tommy Webb, a daughter of Druppy's Jet and Nice Lass. They are the runners. It is the 9th heat of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. They're on the way to traps. Not long left to place your bets. I dare say, Barry, you're going to be focusing a bit of attention on Ballydoyle Rossa. Bit of a flying machine, this one.
Yeah, without doubt, Ian, she's going to head our 3 to follow here. Just a quick mention that the trio pool, once again, in race number 9 is guaranteed to €300. So that brings us on to the P.O. Barry owned and trained Ballydoyle Rossa, daughter of Druppy Sydney, Ballymac Rassel. She's a lightly raced lady, but she has massive pace. She was a Shelbourne 600 semi-finalist and clocked 29.54 for a 550 in Cork. And that 29.54 in Cork is the fastest time by some margin down in Cork. As we mentioned, she took a slight fall here recently, but her trial of 28.39 does show that she's obviously back in rude health. Well drawn tonight, and if she can navigate the first bend safely, she is very powerful down the back straight and runs on really, really well. In trap 3, we have Cabra Ava for Ava Scally. This one, big winner of an open sprint around Thurles earlier this month, and she also beat Explosive Boy in the sprint there, although it was a bit of a messy affair. But as we've seen Explosive Boy run in Clonmel, anything can beat that in the sprint. Must be fairly quick in the early yard. She's a Thurles Champion Bitch winner of 2020. She's 5 wins in top company. And here's a quick stat for you. She's 17.69 around Thurles, and only 2 dogs this year have gone faster than 17.69. They are, of course, Explosive Boy and Deadly Big Show, who won the Island Bridge last night. So she's in really esteemed company, and she could make a bold bid for victory. Out in trap 5, finally, we'll look at the Liam Dowling owned and trained Ballymac Biscuit. She started her career off in the Brownstown Tango 1 race at Newbridge, and then came up here and contested the Puppy Oaks. She had good performance in Newbridge on her debut, winning in 28.55, beating Galadriel over the 5.25. She was caught close home here behind Front Amani on the 10th of April, clocking 28.67 in the feet. But as I mentioned, she's 28.55 on debut, and any bitch doing 28.55 on debut around Newbridge obviously has a big future. I think Ballydoyle Rossa will win, but I think Cabra Ava could be the one to set the pace. I'll go with 1 Ballydoyle Rossa to pick up Cabra Ava late on. I'll pass over to you, Ian, for the commentary of race number 9. We're just about all in.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. I'm not entirely sure Ballydoyle Rossa wants to be this tight to the fence. We'll soon find out, but if she's anyway close off the second bend, it'll take something special to hold her. Runners in traps for Heat 9 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 1 Ballydoyle Rossa, 2 Borna Aoife, 3 Cabra Ava, 4 Santa's Jet, 5 Ballymac Biscuit, 6 Nice White Paws. Hair up behind traps. And racing, good start by 1 Ballydoyle Rossa. Now 4 challenging Santa's Jet and Ballydoyle Rossa, but Rossa will lead around the opening turn, and surely it's over now. She's got on by 2 lengths to 4 Santa's Jet, then comes 5 Ballymac Biscuit, but Ballydoyle Rossa still 2.5 lengths clear to that third bend. Santa's Jet is running a big race in second spot. Ballymac Biscuit staying on, but out front Ballydoyle Rossa clear off the final turn, leads up to the line, will win in fine style. Second spot 5 Ballymac Biscuit, 4 Santa's Jet third. The winning time, fastest of the night thus far, 28.17. It was over early. We didn't expect to see her leading, but once she did, she was always going to do in some style. Brilliant run by this lady, owned by P.O. Barry.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, congratulations, P.O. Barry. Great performance from your Ballydoyle Rossa. Let's take a look at it. She comes away quite well. 2 and 3 did miss the kick and give her a little bit of room, but she shows good early pace at 2:16 sectional, and I dare say she can come away a little bit quicker than that. Into the back straight, we know she has form over 600 yards. It was always going to be a tough ask for trap 4 Santa's Jet, who did run a blinder in second to get past her. Into the third bend here, she was always going to pull away from here. She's now 3 lengths clear of Santa's Jet, and as they turned and straightened for home, she's really, really strong this one, all the way up to the line, going further and further clear. Trap 5 Ballymac Biscuit runs on well to grab second place, probably 6 lengths behind our winner in a fabulous 28:17. That's the fastest time of the night. Ian, we know she's a bitch with massive form, as she showed against the likes of Ballymac Wild and Ballymac Aerial. She actually picked up Ballymac Wild over 600, so once you, in commentary, you said it was all over once they hit the sprint box. She's a really, really strong bitch.
Yeah, she's very, very strong. She's a member of a sensational litter, of course, Droopy Sydney out of Ballymac Razzle. They were a repeat mating. The first litter were pretty sensational. The second litter are pretty sensational. I know if she was to go again, I'd probably have no problem going to Droopy Sydney. But on this occasion, it was over from Trap Rise. Once she popped out in front, 4 Santa's Jet did show good speed to challenge her into the bend. But Ballydoyle Rossa, she's a big 71-pounder, leads off the second bend. 4 Santa's Jet ran an unbelievable race to stay with her as long as she did, because this lady out front, she's capable of anything. 28:17 tonight. She starts to wind it up from that third bend home, and 4 Santa's Jet, having put in such an effort, couldn't really maintain it to the line. 5 Ballymac Biscuit, another talented tracker, staying on well, but no doubt about it, Ballydoyle Rossa has an engine to challenge most, and 28:17 tonight. She won't always be in front around that opening corner, but it's good to know that she can do it.
No, with the clock in 28:17, 28:18, she won't need to be in front all the time. But look, she's another. We've been treated to some fabulous racing here tonight. The heats just seem to get better and better as they go along. So she's another one to put in your notebook. She's going to be up there to claim top honours. So we're hoping to get the draw for the semi-finals of the Produce Stakes fairly shortly. But before then, we're going to go to race 9 in Clonmel, our second last race on the card down there. And this is, of course, the Sureside Restaurant A5525. Dogs are just about to go on parade. We have another Graham Holland Hop Hot here in Trap 2, but we'll go through the parade. And in Trap 1 we have the Peter Foley owned and trained Active Blake. He's a son of Lahill Blake and Active Air. Only the one star to his name, and finishing third here April the 30th. He's currently your 3-1 joint second favourite. In Trap 2 we have Russian Dancer, owned and trained by Pat Muldoon and Justin Muldoon of Dungannon, trained by Graham Holland. She's a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Newin Boodle. She's won her only start around here in 29:32 and is open to plenty of improvement. Dark Instinct is trained by Sharon Hunt for Linda Butland and John Frederick. This one is a son of Lahill Blake and Droopy's Misty. Won on his second start around here in 29:54. In Trap 4, Fastnet Tiger. Carlo Hanlon owns this one, trained by Aaron O'Hanlon. He's a son of Razzle Dazzle George and Minister Hill on August 17. He's the oldest in the lineup. In Trap 5, Slaney Side Post, owned and trained by Miss Eleanor O'Neill from Rose Green, a blue son of Good News and Slaney Side Twirl. Won one of his 3 starts. And finally, out in Trap 6, Paddy Hickey owns Thorny Briar, and this one is trained by David Flanagan, the son of Ballymac Best and Steely Dynasty. He's only had the 1 start, and that was resulted in a 3rd place finish around Thurles. So let's have a look at our 3 against the field here. We're going to start with Peter Foley's Active Blake. He won 3 of his 4 qualifying trials, and he ran in a hot debut behind New In TikTok, and we've seen New In TikTok earlier on the evening go on and will win well in his sprint. He was noted running on well on his debut. His dam was the 2013 Bitch of the Year around Thurles. She won 10 races there, and 9 of them came in 2013, so he's well bred and open to improvement. Trap number 2, Russian Dancer. This one, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and New In Boodle. She is, of course, a litter brother of New In TikTok, who won the sprint earlier on. She's a 285 sectional on her debut from Trap 1, and a half sister to New In Sheedy, who's 29.29 for the 550 around Shelbourne Park. She's a nice size about her, 68 pound, and she's open to any amount of improvement. Finally, we're going to take a look at Trap 4, Fastnet Tiger. He's the most experienced in the race, has some good sectionals to his name, and experience could count for a lot here in this race. He's a 288 around here. He also has a 201 around Shelbourne Park. That was a while ago. He needs to return to his best form, but look, as I say, he's in against some inexperienced sorts here, so the experience could help him along the way. Emma, I'm going to side with Trap 2 to beat Trap 1. What are your thoughts here for race number 9 at Clonmel?
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, I'm going to be siding with Trap 2 as well, but we'll start with Active Blake in Trap 1. Wasn't overly well away the last time out when finishing third to New in TikTok, but railed very tightly, and Pups progressed massively from run to run, so he'll be hoping to put himself into contention tonight. But my selection is going to be Rusain Dancer in Trap 2. A brilliant opportunity for her to keep her unbeaten record here. I think if she can trap as she did in her first race, she will have a great chance. And that's why I'm going to make her my selection. Dark Instinct goes from Trap 3. Won well here in Clonmel back in April. She trapped out very well. And, you know, she led down the back to come off the pace. So it's really anyone's game in this race. But I'm going to stick with Trap 2 to take this A5. And we'll hand you over to Eddie for the commentary.
They're all in. The bell goes for the penultimate race tonight. In Trap 1, Active Blake, 2 Russian Dancer, 3 Dark Instinct, 4 Fastnet Tiger, 5 Stanley Side Post, 6 Thorny Briar. Here's behind Traps. And they're off and running, and Traps 2 and 3 break smartly in the lead up. But it's Trap 2, Russian Dancer, who goes clear to the bend from 4 who wants the rails and 5, but they lose ground by bumping. So entering the backstretch, it's Trap 2 is the advantage. That's Russian Dancer by 2 lengths from 5. Slaney Side Post in second. Trap 4 is third. That's Fastnet Tiger. Into the third bend they go, and there's only a length between 2 and 5. 5 is closing strongly on the inside. 4 is back in third, and 6 is 4. Turning for home, Trap 2 rails tightly and goes on again. Russian Dancer, he's going to win. Holds on from 5. 6 gets up for third. 2, 5 and 6 your unofficial result. Winning time 29:37.
Yes, congratulations to Pat Muldoon and Justin Muldoon, and of course Graham Holland. That's the second one of this litter we've seen win tonight. Droopy Sydney and New In Boole's Russian Dancer. Let's take a look at it again. She came away really well from Trap 2. Trap 1 completely missed the start. Active Blake and gave her plenty of room on the inside, although she doesn't use it. She moves to the middle to wide as they went into the first bend, and down the back straight she has herself a 2.5 length lead. Slaney Side Post makes good ground into the third bend and actually just gets onto the tail of the leader as they turn around the third and fourth bend. Just about here is as close as he gets. A slight clip on Trap 2, Russian Dancer, and all kudos to her for keeping going after getting a slight clip there. I think it's sometimes easy, they can usually check back on themselves and take it handy. But Slaney Side Post did run on well up the outside. He was beaten a half a length in the end, but it's a decent run from Russian Dancer. Emma, that's the second one of that litter we've seen win tonight. New in TikTok won earlier on in the sprint, and now this one. It's a promising litter, and both of them now are 2 from 2.
A very exciting litter, and the breeders will definitely be excited about this one. Rusain Dancer, our selection in Trap 2, absolutely flew the lids. I thought she moved off ever so slightly on the run up, but you know, when she went down the back in front, she always looked like she was going to be a comfortable winner. I thought 5 Selene Side Post gave good chase down the back and coming home as well. He was never really going away from Rusain Dancer, and I thought he's a very exciting puppy. He stumbled a little last week, so definitely good to see him performing very well there. But full credit to Rusain Dancer in Trap 2. I thought she was a brilliant winner. Barry, what did you think?
Yes, thanks a million, Emma. Just want to report on the TV trophy. No luck, unfortunately, for Jerry Griffin with Sport and Pat finished down the field. It was, of course, won by Iamza Royal, who defended her crown, winning again for the second year in a row. Congratulations to connections of them, and hopefully Sporting Pat is okay and we might see her again in the near future. So on to race number 10 here at Shelbourne Park. Debbie O'Rourke was on to me. She's looking after the tote this evening, just to let me know that the forecast in our last race paid a magnificent €71. And when you think the favourite won the last race, there is value to be had on the tote, so don't be afraid to get involved with Barking Bulls, even for small stakes, playing up forecasts and tricasts. So we have a 5-runner affair here for race 10, Trap 4, which is San Jose, is a non-runner, and there will be no reserve running from trap number 4. It's an intriguing contest between Scooby Princess and Azabi. They clashed down in Limerick in the Limerick Oaks final last week, so it's all going to depend on the early pace. Probably Azabi is the more naturally early pace than Scooby's Princess, but Scooby's Princess did pick her up quite handy and go away to win by 2.5 lengths in the end last week. She's drawn on trap 1 tonight. She was in 6 last week. It's going to be an interesting contest. They're about to go on parade for race number 10 here at Shelbourne Park. Over to Ian Fortune.
Heat 10 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, and in 1 we have the Limerick Oaks winner Scooby Princess for Jennifer O'Donnell and Steve Noble, a daughter of Ballymac Esky and Mount Taylor Queen, in imperious form at present. 2 Burgess Macy for Vincent Desmond Martin Lanny, a daughter of Good News Paradise Summer. 3 is a Zabi. Tommy O'Donovan owns and trains this daughter of Azza, Miss Pyromaniac. Brilliant early speed. She's a near veteran at this stage, but running as well as ever. 4 is a non-winner. So next we see is Moonstruck in 5 for Sean Conway and David Buckley, a well-bred daughter of Siderian Blaze and Droopy's Fane with 4 wins in her card. She's stepping back in trip. And out in 6 is Swanley Chick, a finalist last year, a real class act for Jamie McGee and John Edwards, a daughter of Lawhill Blake and Kalina Baby. A little bit off the boil of late, but if she returned to anything like her best, she'd be a major player. It's the 10th race tonight, Heat 10 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. They're on the way to traps.
Thanks a million, Ian. Scooby Princess is currently your 4-7 favourite. Azabi is available at 9-4. Let's take a look at some of these. Trap 1, we're going to start with Scooby Princess. As we mentioned, she won last week's Limerick Oaks in fine style. She's won 4 of her last 5. She won her last 4 starts, 28-13 in Limerick 2 weeks back. She's the 3rd fastest time of the year by a bitch around there. Starts and stays, and she has a great draw on Trap 1, of course. Her granddam won the Oaks in 2009 and was second in 2010, Skywalker Queen. Trap 3, Azabi, finished second in that race for Thomas O'Donovan. She led for much of the way in the final, only to be caught by Scooby Princess turning for home. She was unbeaten in getting to the final, and she's had 14 runs this year, and she's yet to be out of the first 3. That's a remarkable record, considering 10 of the 14 races were run in AA Open class. And finally, out in Trap 6, Swanley Chick. This one has some fantastic form in the book. She's 28-10 and 28-14 around here late last year, and was among the best ladies in training at that time. She hasn't won a race since November the 14th when clocking that 28-14, but she's shown some signs of a return to form when second here last month. So she's very capable on her day. She was a finalist last year. Trap 3, she's a likely leader here, Azabi. We'll look at Trap 2 for Vincent Desmond Burgess Macy, trained by Martin Lanny. I actually accidentally went on honeymoon with Martin Lanny 18 years ago, but that's a story for another day. She's a consistent bitch. I can hear the people laughing in my ear. It's a true story. She's a consistent bitch. She's won A1 around here in the past in a career best of 28.63. She can fly from traps and on occasions, and she's more than capable of making the frame. Martin actually won this with Forrest Natalie. I think it was 2016, 2017. I could be wrong. And Trap 5 for David Buckley, trained by Sean Conway, Moonstruck. She's won 4 of her 18 starts. 31-35 for 5.75 is probably her personal best. She missed a kick in last week's final that we've seen here, won by Kildallan Pearl in the Barking Buzz at 5.75 final. So look, she's got better form over further, not without a chance of qualifying. I'm going to take a chance on Trap 3, Azabi, to make all tonight and hold off Scooby Princess. So they're about to head the traps. 4-7 Scooby Princess, 9-4 Azabi. Ian, the market says it's between the top 2, Scooby Princess and Azabi. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, it's hard to disagree. Both bitches have been in flying form around Limerick, of course. Scooby Princess, perhaps in the form of her career. Tremendous performance in winning that SIS Limerick Oaks last time out. Swanley Chick is clearly a very, very talented lady, but she's just been a little bit off the boil of late. But if she did happen to return to form, she'd be a player. But, you know, it's very hard to see past Scooby Princess, because as well as she ran around Limerick, this really is her track. I don't think she wants to be in Trap 1. If she hits the lids and Azabi cuts inwards, just don't be surprised if they clashed in the early yards. That just might leave it open for maybe one of the outside runners to slip them if they lost a bit of footing or something like that. But no, Scooby Princess, barring she finds plenty of traffic problems, will be, well, very hard to beat. As you can see now, the loading process is well underway for this 10th heat of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. I've said it before, night absolutely flying in here at Shelbourne Park. Just goes to show such the great quality of racing. And there is the bell. Heat 10 of the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. 1 Scooby Princess, 2 Burgess Macy, 3 Azabi, 5 is Moonstruck, and 6 Swanley Chick. Trap 4 is vacant. The hare coming up behind boxes. and racing. Good start by 1. Scooby Princess edges off slightly, 3 in herself. Clash out front though. It is trap 1 Scooby Princess. Azabi, the meat and the sandwich, loses a kick now. 6 Swanley Chick hits the front on the outside, but Scooby Princess perfectly pitched on the inside of that one into the third bend. Nip and tuck, but Scooby Princess now showing in front of Swanley Chick in second. Then comes 2 Burgess Macy. 5 Moonstruck and Azabi out of luck at the tail, but out front, and it is Scooby Princess coursing wide as she always does here at Shelbourne off the final turn. Goes on to win from 6 Swanley Chick and 2 Burgess Macy. The winning time, another fantastic run, 28-28 from Scooby Princess. Well done to Jennifer O'Donnell and Steve Noble. They have a real Oaks contender here on their hands.
Yes, congratulations to Jennifer O'Donnell. It's not the first bitch we've seen fly out trap 1 tonight. She came out well and held her line into the first bend, and once she held Azabi, she was always going to be hard to beat there. Trap 6 Swanley Chick did show a return to form. We'd mentioned she's been improving the last couple of weeks and just gets to the front as they hit the 750 box, but we know how strong Scooby Princess is, and once she's in this position at the third bend, she's going to be very hard to beat. Burgess Macy runs on quite well in third. She's not too far behind 2 star bitches up front. Swanley Chick just checks off wide up the home straight, but her chance had long gone at this stage, and Scooby Princess goes on to win well in 28-28. Another fantastic performance, and yet another bitch to fly out of trap 1. So good news now. We're going to go back down to Emma. I think she may have the draw for the semi-final of the Larry O'Rourke Produce Stakes. Emma?
Thanks, Barry. I do indeed have the draw, and it's an absolute cracking affair to be fair. Look, 12 talented youngsters, and they're lining up here in 2 semi-finals, 9 insides and 3 middles. So we'll start with semi-final 1. In trap 1 we have Nitro Hero, trap 2 is Explosive Boy, trap 3 is Vallegro, trap 4 is Court Mac Chief, trap 5 is Riverside Chester, and trap 6 is Zoom. Moving on to semi-final number 2, we have Good Cody in trap 1, Deadly Destroyer in trap 2, Viper's Buzz in trap 3, Cash of Return in trap 4, Agent Stanley in trap 5, and Rural Star in trap 6. So 12 fine youngsters on display here. A very exciting competition, and we're looking forward to the 2 semi-finals. Barry, is anything standing out to you?
Yeah, just looking to see where Cormac Chief is drawn. He's drawn in trap number 4. So Vallegro and Explosive Boy on his inside. They would want to be on their toes early, because this fella he's flying early pace, and he will edge left as they come out of trap. So Vallegro and Explosive Boy, as I mentioned, they will need to be on their toes early. Riverside Chester looks to have a decent draw. He will have a bit of room. We'll touch on the draw again later on the programme, but it is our final race. That time already down in Clonmel. Race 10, it is the Sporting Press Slánawalla A4 525, and they're just on parade in trap 1. Michael Doyle owns and trains Golden Miss, daughter of Droopy Sydney, and Dalcash Halaid. She's won 1 of her 3 starts, currently 4-1. Trap 2, Emer's Meg, owned and trained by Miss Emer Dunn of Thurles, a daughter of Skywalker Rory, and Emer's Baby also won 1 of her 3 starts. Trap 4, the superbly bred Farlow Taz for Jennifer Lockery in Derry, trained by Graham Holland, a son of Farlow Blitz and Ballymac Taz, November 19. Both his parents were Derby runners-up. Farlow Blitz ran up on the Irish Derby, and Ballymac Taz ran up in an English Derby, so he's extremely well bred. Trap 4, Flashy Cooper for James Heffernan, a son of Good News and Heavens. Lily won 2 of his 6 starts, and he's yet to finish out of the first 3 in all of his 6 starts. In trap 5, Clive Ryan's Gentleman's Game, son of Droopy's Jet and Lady Midnight, August 19. Another runner to have won 1 of his 3 starts. And finally, out in trap 6, we have Budgie Boy. This one is owned and trained by Mr. Jim Maloney in Clonmel. He's a son of David Bale and Woodford Girl. So Farlow Taz is currently your 5-4 favourite. Emer's Meg 7-2. It's 4-1 bar these 2. So let's take a look at our 3 against the field, and we will start with trap 1, Golden Mist for Michael Doyle. 3 top 3 starts from our 3 runs. She won her 2 qualifying trials, and she was a debut winner in 29.56 around here. Her dam won in 28.90 around Shelbourne Park, and she was this one's a half sister to Boccos Doomy, who of course won the Sussex Cup and the Henlow Puppy Derby. In fact, Boccos Doomy won 23 of his 35 starts, and he actually started his career around here in Clonmel. Trap 3, Farlow Taz, as we did mention, he's fantastic breeding. This fella Farlow Blitz was a runner-up in an Irish Derby behind Ballymac Matt, I think it was, and Ballymac Taz was runner-up in an English Derby behind, the name escapes me, Paul Hennessy, Priceless, name escapes me, he was a priceless dog, and Priceless Blake. As I say, the dam of this one, Ballymactash, 27.95 and Limerick 29.40 for the 550. It's our first litter, but he's certainly bred to be quick. And in trap 4, Flashy Cooper for James Heffernan. As I say, he's had 6 runs. He's been in the top 3 all 6 times. A personal best last time out when finishing runner-up behind Bogcross Amigo, clocking 29.43. His dam at 28.40 in Waterford, and his breeding goes back to some fantastic bitches, the likes of 20 to 10 and Clacton Miss for Tony Martin. Emma, I'm going to side with trap 3 here to win. Farlow Taz, extremely well bred. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Barry, this is a very good race, and I actually am going to be with Emer's Meg. Farlow Taz did catch the eye for me in trap 3 for Graham Holland. Looks a likely leader, but I just had a bit of a concern that he might be a little bit vulnerable later on, so I'm going to go with Emer's Meg for that reason. Look, I'm going to take a chance that she can give herself the clear run and catch 3 running in home just to land the spoils. Trap 1 Golden Mist, a very lightly raced youngster, heading for her 4th start tonight. An impressive winner in Clonmel here already on debut. She led all and drew clear, but she's going to have to be doing things right tonight, I think. Budgie's Boy is out in 6, the sole wide seat, so he's going to be looking for a clear path. He does have good early and will need to avoid trouble on the run-up, but I'm going to stick with Emer's Meg in trap 2, and we'll hand you to Eddie for your commentary.
The bell goes for the lucky last in 1 Golden Mist, 2 Emer's Meg, 3 Farlow Taz, 4 Flashy Cooper, 5 Gentleman's Game, 6 Budgie Boy. Here's behind traps. And they're off and running, and it's trap 1 and 2 who showed plenty of early with 2 now just about shading it on the run up, going to get the rails and go around in front, clear of 5 and 2nd, 1 and 3rd and 3 and 4th. Entering the back straight is trap 2 is the advantage. Emer's Meg goes on by about a length, 1 and 5 get into trouble and 1 loses ground, but at the 3rd bend it's trap 2 now by 4 lengths. The split is 16.51. Trap 5 Gentleman's Game is 2nd, trap 3 Farlow Taz is 3rd, trap 1 is back and 4 turning for home. It's Emer's Meg, made most of the running, going to win this nicely. 5 stays on for 2nd and 3 3rd, 2, 5 and 3 for your trio. The winning time 29.45.
Yes, congratulations to Emer Dunn in Thurles. That's Emer's Meg now making it 2 wins from her 4 starts. A really likeable performance there. Let's take a look at it from Trap Rise. She comes away quite well. Trap 1 comes away well too, Golden Miss, but Trap 2 has a superior early going into the bend. 5 went up quite well, Gentleman's Game for Clive Ryan, but into the back straight 2 just holds off Trap 5, and 1 comes in behind and slightly clips Trap 5. Makes Trap 1 loses 4 or 5 lengths, maybe more. Trap 5 also lost a couple of lengths, and this allows Emer's Meg to go clear, 4 or 5 lengths clear into the 3rd bend. Trap 3 Farlow Taz did miss the break, showed a bit of pace down the back straight, but at this stage Emer's Meg, she had won in 29.32. She wasn't going to be caught in this company. Hangs on to win by maybe a length and 3/4 in 29.45. As I say, that's now 2 wins from 4. And Emma Buckley, what a way to sign off with a winner from you down in Thurles. Congratulations, you selected Emer's Meg just there.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, look, a very good winner. She absolutely flew the lids tonight, as did Golden Mist in 1. I thought she had to hold her own at the first there, but she just had very good early to get her around the bend. As she hit the front going off the 2nd, there was a little bit of shuffling in behind, but she just got the job done. A nice lead down the back, and she just drew clear. A very, very likeable performance there, and I thought 5 Gentleman's Game and 3 Farlow Taz also ran very well in behind too, but full credit to Emer's Meg, and it's a nice way to sign off the show. What do you think, Barry?
Emma, yeah, fabulous as always, and thanks, you ended up with a winner for us, and followers of Emer's Meg would be well in profit. So Emma, thanks again to you, brilliant as always, and we will talk to you next week for the semi-finals. That's grand. So I'll just run through the trap draw for the Produce Stakes semi-final again, in case you missed it. So semi-final 1, we had trap 1 Nitro Hero, 2 is Explosive Boy, 3 Vallegro, 4 Courtmac Chief, 5 Riverside Chester, and out in 6 we have Zoom. That's the first semi-final. Second semi-final in 1 Good Cody, 2 Deadly Destroyer, 3 is Viper's Buzz, 4 Cash Return, 5 Agent Stanley, and in 6 is Rural Star. So that will be live here on the programme next Saturday night, the semi-final of the Larry O'Rourke sponsored Produce Stakes. So that does us with Clonmel for this evening. We still have 2 more heats of the Sporting Press Online edition Irish Oaks to come from Shelbourne Park. Race 11 is up next. Debbie O'Rourke informs you the trio again for this race is guaranteed to €300. So let's take a quick look at a couple of these as before they go on parade. Your favourite here is likely to be Trap 2, Highview Secure. We've seen this one win around here last week when holding off Diva Deborah to win in 28.85. That was her first run for quite some time, and as we mentioned on the show last week, the Merriman runners do seem to come on for the run. Next in the betting is currently joint favourites at 9-2, Trap 1 Revilo Diva, and Trap 5 Bogger Bella for Liam Peacock. Revilo Diva, this one is a daughter of Premier Fantasy, Revelo Blue. She's a decent card. She's quite experienced in May 19. She's had 46 runs, and she's been in the top 3 in 31 of those runs. She's currently her 9-2 second favourite. Clonmel missed in Trap 4 for Tom Caffrey. He's from the son of Skywalker Puma. She won 4 of her 18 starts. She had no luck on her recent Shelbourne Park debut, but prior to that had won 4 times around Cork, including in an A1 when clocking a personal best of 28.62. She started her career off with 6 second placed finishes, would you believe, 6 on the bounce, and I'm sure Connections would take second place tonight and get into the next round of the Oaks. I think I'm going to side with Trap number 2, Highview Secure. It's not one of the better heats tonight, but this one, I've seen a bit of 6-4 available about this one during the week. Now 4-6, Highview Secure. It is one of the weaker heats in. I think Highview Secure, she will come on from last week's run before they go on parade. I think she's the one to take the beating here.
Yeah, I found this very tough. You know, obviously she is open to any amount of improvement. She has that 28-29 on her card, but it is a bit of a head scratcher. Revio Diva can go up reasonably well on the inside. Thought Bogger Bella might run well. She's from a kennel, Liam Peacock's, that's been in flying form of late. Moving on to he's 11 of the Sporting Press Online edition Irish Oaks. Runners parading. 1 is Revio Diva, 4 Philip Fitzpatrick, a daughter of Premier Fantasy and Revio Blue. She's won 11 times in her career. 2 is Highview Secure, a good winner last time, this daughter of Storm Control and Highview Idol, trained by Jerry Merriman for Paddy Merriman. Expect her to come on for last week's run. 3 is Rains Annabelle for Nolan Ben Freeman, a daughter of Confident Rankin and Rathmore Destiny. 4 Clonmel Mist, owned by Tommy Caffrey, a daughter of Skywalker Puma and Springwell Watsy. 5 is Bogger Bella for Liam Peacock, a daughter of Vimmerby and Slaney-side Comet, a strong runner. And out in 6 is Wishful Peril, Jane Hegarty for Bernard Farrell, the daughter of Droopy Sydney and Ballymac Fifi. It is the 11th race in your card, the penultimate heat of the Sporting Press Online edition Irish Oaks opening round. Again, about 3 or 4 minutes before the off of this contest. Just time for you to give your 3 to follow, Barry.
Yeah, thanks a million, Ian. My 3 to follow is going to kick off with the favourite Highview Secure. As we mentioned, she was a debut winner last July when clocking 29.16 and again won in 28.29 in August in the 3rd round of the Christmas Oaks. Before a winter break, she returned with a below par run over 350 really, 19.52. But we've seen her here last week win in gutsy fashion, making all, beating Diva Deborah, who we've seen run on well in one of her earlier heats. As we mentioned, the Merriman runners do come on for a run, and I expect this one to be very, very hard to beat here this evening. 4-6 currently in the betting. Trap number 4, we have Clonmel Mist for Tommy Caffrey, as we say. This one, she'd no luck around in a recent debut around here in a hot contest, won in 31.26. But previously to that, she's some fine form around Cork. She had a 28.62 win there on late last year. She is on the comeback trail, and look, if she hasn't felt any ill effects from last week's run around here, she could well run into the frame. She's got 12 times been in the top 3 from 18 starts, so she's not one to take lightly. And finally, we're going to take a look at Bogger Bella. There was a bit of support for this one earlier on, 7-1 into 9-2 at best now. She won 2 on the bounce here recently, over 5.75 and 5.50. She actually ran quite well here behind Highview Secure last week on a return to 5.25. She was only beaten the length and 3/4. She's a bitch in real form. She can go up well, and we know she will stay 5.25 strongly, having won over 5.75 and 5.50. Out in Trap 6, local runner Bernard Farrell Malahide, trained by Jane Hegarty, yet to win a race in 4 starts. Youngster of the lineup here. She started her career off in the Puppy Oaks and she was knocked out in the 2nd round. Improved performance on her 3rd start when 2nd in a hot A3 here, and no luck last time in an A1, but she's well enough drawn out in Trap 6, remains with potential, could be a bit of value at 8-1. I'm going to side with Highview Secure. As I say, I think she will improve on last week's run. I think she will make all, so I'm going to go with Trap 2, Highview Secure, to beat Trap 5 here, Bogger Bella. Ian, 2 to beat 5 for me. What are your thoughts as they go to traps?
As I said, a bit of a head scratcher. If I had to go for something, it would be between 2 and 5. You know, if you're going for 2, I'll go for 5. But how about that? We'll play devil's advocate. Anyway, they're in traps now. Heat 11 of the Sporting Press online edition. Irish Oaks 1 Ravio Diva, 2 Highview Secure, 3 Rains Annabelle, 4 is Clonmel Mist, 5 Bogger Bella, and 6 is Wishful Peril. The hare coming up behind traps. And racing, good start by Trap 2, Highview Secure, good winner last week, and she's clear into the bend. 6 in second, Wishful Peril, then comes 4, Clonmel Mist, but out front, and it is Trap 2, Highview Secure, a length in front of Wishful Peril, then comes 4, Clonmel Mist, and 1, Ravio Diva, the remaining duo, just getting in each other's way, but out front and 2, Highview Secure, trying to secure her lead around that third bend. 6, Wishful Peril is really putting it up to her. 4, Clonmel Mist closes in behind, Highview Secure, Wishful Peril to the line, Highview Secure, digs in, gets there. Second is 6, Wishful Peril. 1 may have just grabbed third, Ravio Diva. The winning time 28.65. Highview Secure coming on 20 spots from last week. Will she come on 20 spots again next week?
Yeah, fantastic race. Congratulations to Patrick and Jerry Merriman there. That's now 2 on the trot since she returned. She took a flyer from Trap 2 and races clear into the bend. Big mention for Trap 6 there, Bernard Farrell's Wishful Peril. She gets herself into a decent position and really puts it up to Trap 2 down the back straight. And at the third bend, I thought she was going to go on and win. But we did see Highview Secure in a similar position here last week. She looked as though she was going to be swallowed up, and she seems like she's a really, really gutsy sort, and she fended them off. Like looking at her, you think 6 is going to go past her. 4 draws closer in third. She'd won over 5.75. But in fairness to Highview Secure, she stuck her neck out well and went on to win by a half a length. A big run in second, Ian, by Wishful Peril there. But Highview Secure, she's on the comeback trail, and that's 2 wins from 2. She's improving all the time, 28.80, 28.65. But a big run from Trap 6 in second.
Yeah, indeed, 6 did run well in second spot, but a lot to like about Highview Secure. As we said, she should come on for the run. She came on for last week's run. She flashed from boxes. In fairness to her, she did everything right out front. She led into the corner. 6 Wishful Peril, after a moderate enough start, did show early speed to turn second spot. There's only a length between her, or a length and a half maybe down the back straight. Wishful Peril, this daughter of W. Sydney and Ballymacfifi, worth pointing out, she's only a September 19, so she's still very, very young. 4, Clonmel Mist also ran well in third spot. She's a bit older. She's approaching 4 years of age. But Highview Secure, when she looked under threat off the final bend, she dug in deep. She did the same last week, just pointing out that she probably does lack a yard down the back straight, but she's strong and she's determined. And if she does come on for that run again, as I've said, she has 28.29 in her card, so it's worth keeping that in mind.
Sort of 202 sectional there as well to match. So Jerry Merriman has a fine kennel of bitches, and so too does Declan Byrne, heading into next week's draw. So last weekend we had the semi-finals of the Lee Strand down in Tralee, so we're going to take a look back at the semi-finals that happened there. I'm going to give you the runners for semi-final number 1. It was in Trap 1 Ballymac Rule, who went into the race 8 wins from 8. Trap 2 was Tullig Goshen, 3 Droopies Miriam, 4 Young Bud, 5 Night Supreme, and in 6 was Fahy Divine. Let's see how they get on.
We've got for our second semi-final in the Lee Strand, and 4 breaks well. Match for 6 on the outside. Tremorton Pilot takes me to the opening bend from 1 and 4. Trouble there. 3's taking a tumble in as they go towards the second bend. 6 from 1. They pulled away from 2 and 4.
I'll do the first.
3's up and running okay as they go down the back straight. It's 1 challenging 6. Trap 1 Millridge Bobby at the third bend on the inside from 6 on the outside. Tremorton Pilot. Then comes 2 and 4 in third and fourth as they come towards the final bend. Trap 1 has a neck advantage over 6 as they come around the final bend. More trouble there. 2 takes up the running. There's been crowding throughout this race. Running down towards the line. 2 from 6 close to third. Slippy Kemp takes advantage of trouble on the outside there to win in the time of 31.
I'm not sure is that the right VT. Let's just can we have a look at that again? Just run that again. Trap 1 I thought was Ballymac Rule.
Morton Pilot takes me to the opening bend from 1 and 4.
So I think that's the second semi-final we might have had a look at there.
6 from 1, they pulled away from 2 and 4. 3's up and
this is the first semi-final here. Yeah, this is Ballymac Rule here. So as we said, he had gone into the first semi-final. Sorry, just having a few issues here. This is the second semi-final. Yeah, so this is the second semi-final that we were looking at. Okay, so we have the gremlins out of the system. I can assure you that's not my fault. Absolutely not my fault. Let's have a look at them. Runners in trap 1, Ballymac Rule, 2, Tully Goshen, 3, Droopy's Miriam, 4, Young Bud, 5, Night Supreme, and 6, Fahy Divine.
Well, we go for the first semi-final in the Lee Strand, and 4 breaks well this evening from 2 and 3. Then comes 1, 6 and 5 into the opening bend. And 1 showed great early pace up the inside. Ballymac Rule to take up the running at the second bend. Flew into the corner and pulls away by about 3 or 4 lengths from 2 and 3. Then comes 4. Down the back straight they go. Ballymac Rule out in front from Tully Goshen. Then comes Droopy's Miriam in third. But it's all about trap 1 now. Has a good 5 or 6 length advantage in his quest for 9 from 9 as they come around the final bend. Trap 1, Ballymac Rule out in front. A long run down towards the second winning line. They're not getting any closer as they race away with it. Trap 1 holds on for victory from 5 and 3. A good run again. Ballymac Rule wins 9 from 9 races.
Well, there we go. Ballymac Rule, he was 8 from 8 going into that competition, and he duly made it 9 from 9, and the only thing that could have got him beaten was the wrong VT being shown, but I can assure you he is now 9 from 9. Let's take a look at it again. You can see he's not the best away from trap 1. Just one moment, we'll have it back for you now. But 9 from 9, that's a fabulous record. Like, he's not the fastest dog that the Dowlings have, but look at this, away from trap 1, doesn't come away too well, but he has some great early pace and forces his way up the inside at the first bend. And from here, Ian, 9 from 9 now. From there, he was going to be tough to catch.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously he built up a sequence through a coursing stake, so you know, but then to come into this Lee Strand against some really hot pots and show the pace he's showing, and more so the track craft, and he just looks like a track dog rather than a coursing bred dog. He's 87 pounds, but he has stunning early speed, massive down the back straight, and it's no surprise that Liam intimated after the race that Dundalk for the Irish Sprint Cup would be his next target, because he really looks made for that 400-yard trip at Dundalk. He might just surrender a length or two at boxes, but by God, he'll be fairly running into the opening corner, and that long run in will really suit Ballymac Rule. And just don't be surprised if he happened to win the Lee Strand, if he turned up in Dundalk and made waves there too, because he's an exciting prospect. You know, take out the coursing pedigree, he's still a very, very talented greyhound.
He is, yeah, and I know that Joe Dolan coursing stake starts here in a couple of weeks' time, so he'd be ideal for that, wouldn't he, really? Yeah, the coursing dogs, they do tend to miss a yard at the traps, but he's got some fabulous pace going into the bend, and the 400 at Dundalk looks ideal if he can just sharpen up his trapping ever so slightly. But look, what am I to say? Sharpen up his trapping. He's done everything right. He's 9 from 9. So on to semi-final 2. I'll give you the runners in semi-final 2. We had Millridge Bobby in trap 1, Slippy Kemp in 2, Ripley Lightning was in 3, Realism was in trap 4, Use Your Jet was in trap 5, and Drumulton Pilot was out in trap 6. Here's how they get on.
We go for our second semi-final in the Lee Strand, and 4 breaks well, matched by 6 on the outside. Drumulton Pilot takes him into the opening bend from 1 and 4. Trouble there, 3's taking a tumble in as they go towards the second bend. 6 from 1, they pulled away from 2 and 4. 3's up and running okay as they go down the back straight. It's 1 challenging 6, trap 1, Millridge Bobby at the third bend on the inside from 6 on the outside. Drumulton Pilot, then comes 2 and 4 in third and fourth as they come towards the final bend. Trap 1 has a neck advantage over 6 as they come around the final bend. More trouble there, 2 takes up the running. There's been crowding throughout this race, running down towards the line. 2 from 6 close to third. Slippy Kemp takes advantage of trouble on the outside there.
Yeah, Drumulton Pilot there was an unlucky loser. He was interfered with as they turned off the last bend, but he did run on well again to finish second, and look, he's deservedly in the final. We can see it here. He comes away well from trap 6 and shows good early pace up, and he gets himself clear into the back straight. Ian, as they head down the back straight here, it would have been a shame if Drumulton Pilot hadn't made the final, but in fairness to him, he runs on well to take second close home.
Yeah, he does. It was a very messy sort of affair. You know, Realism would have been the favourite in 4. He didn't get the run around the opening corner. Trap 2, Slippy Kemp is the one that takes advantage when the front two clash off that final turn. Thankfully, Drumulton Pilot does escape the advances of trap 1, Millridge Bobby, and grabs second spot in the closing yards. 2, Slippy Kemp holding on, and Realism came home in third spot. So great to see Realism, who has been one of the stars of the competition, making the decider. It should be a good decider. You know, a lot will depend on how well Ballymac Rule comes away, and if he can get to the front early. If he does, he'll set some gallop to that third bend. Yeah, really cracking competition that Lee Strand always is, in fairness. It's thrown some real stars over the years, and who knows, we could be seeing another star crowned next week.
Well, Ian, I have the trap draw for the final, which takes place next Saturday night. Ballymacrule is drawn in trap 2. So I'll give you the trap draw. In 1 we have Droopy's Miriam, 2 is Ballymacrule, 3 Slippy Kemp, 4 Realism, 5 Night Supreme, and out in 6 is Drumulton Pilot. That's to be run next Saturday night in Tralee. So see can Ballymacrule make it 10 from 10. It really will be an incredible record. I think the last time I seen a dog with a record like that would have been the great Mildean Panther. I think he might have got to 12 or 13. Ian will pick me up on that when we go on parade, but I think it was pretty good like that. Shingon Stan, as we mentioned on the programme, she was another bitch with a decent unbeaten record. I think it was 7. She definitely won 7 of her first 9, and she was second in the other 2. So there were a couple of stars without that went on unbeaten records. Just on last night here, just want to bring to your attention, we've seen Dark Devil win on the programme here last week in a fabulous 28-29. He went in again last night in 28-57, and last week's, well, unfortunately, my nap last week knocked Boy Flight. Just couldn't quite get there behind the informed Gord Kelly Nestor, but he produced a big run to win last night in 29.61 over the 5.50 trip. And Rossmore Ted deserves a mention, 31.50 and winning a 5.75 by 9 lengths. Race 12 is upon us already, and we're going to join Ian Fortune for the parade.
Yes, indeed, runners parading now for the final heat of the opening round of the Sporting Press Online Edition. Irish Oaks. One is Sinfonia, owned by Pamela Holt, trained by Owen McKenna, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Fira Mosky. She'll be finishing like a train. Into Ballyglossmel for Brian Kelly, Luke Kelly, a daughter of Good News and Bogger Bonnie. 3 is Stardust Sydney, Pat O'Connor for James Enright, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Saley and Anna. 4 is Hadaway, trained by David Murray for Eugene Duffy and Owen Duffy, a daughter of Ballymac Vic and Glow Dove. 5 Roxham Socks, Martin Lanny for the Haley and the Glory Boys Syndicate, daughter of Farlow Blitz and Lughill Lily May. And out in 6 is Ballymac Juliet. Liam Dowling owns and trains this, daughter of Vulturi and Ballymac Breeze. They are the runners for the final heat of the Sporting Press Online Edition, Irish Oaks. Speaking of sequences, Barry, Killahan Fanter also won 11 on the bounce. Mildean Panther won 12 in the bounce. And more recently, you forgot about our Derby champion of last year, Ewan Taylor, won his first 12 races on the bounce.
He's the Jimmy McGee of Greyhound Racing, is our Ian Fortune. Yeah, Killahan Fanter, I love that dog. Yeah, as my director says, he has Google in front of him. That's probably what it is. No, I'll have to side with Ian Fortune there. He does know his stuff. Yeah, Killahan Fanter, what a dog he was, Ian. Absolute superstar around here. I loved him. Really, really did love him. The likes of, used to take on the likes of Midwest Blue and Shelbourne Aston. That was a good generation of Greyhound Racing. Anyway, back here to the Oaks. It's their final heat of the evening. We're going to take a look at a couple of them. We're going to see Sinfonia, who we seen run here last week. She's a strong running bitch. Just denied in the Barking Buzz at 5.75 final, as I mentioned last week, behind Kildallan Pearl. She's well drawn in red, sure to be finishing best of all. She does lack a yard of early pace. However, we have seen plenty of bitches fly out of trap 1 tonight, and if this one is anywhere near the front, I have no doubts she will be hard to contain. She has 28.56 over 5.25 in Clonmel, but a 31.08 run last week was pretty special, and she has form over 6 bends too against top company. The next one we're going to have a look at is trap 5 for my honeymoon buddy Martin Lanny. This one ran well in a hot A3 contest over 5.75. When I say A3, it contained the likes of Razzle Dazzle Curtis, I think it was. So it was more of an A1 competition. Clocking 31.28 in defeat. She won well in a 5.50 in Dundalk there recently, clocking 30.19, and she has a chance out wide here in this one. And finally, we're going to take in Ballymac Juliet. She was third in the final here in 2020. She's a half sister to Ballymac Reese and Ballymac Reese, and Ballymac Wild. Ballymac Reese, of course, had 20.99 around Dundalk. This one clocked 28.37. And only her third start around here, and as I mentioned, she was third in last year's final. She does lack a yard of early pace against the top opposition. She is returning from a layoff. Faced a couple of tough rivals in her trials, Ballymac Ariel and Ballymac Kingdom. So look, they're no slouches. She does lack a yard of early pace, as I say, but she might just get away with it in this sort of company in round 1. A quick show of betting: Sinfonia 9-4 into 6-4, 12-1 trap 2 Ballyglossmel, 9-1 Stardust Sydney, 9-1 Hadaway, 6-1 Rocks Home Socks, and 11-8 Ballymac Juliet. For the final time this evening, Ian, before I hand to you, I'm going to give Rocks Home Socks a bit of a chance. I think she's a bit better than what we've seen so far. She can come away well and might have a decent draw early on. Sinfonia, for me, lacks a yard of early pace over this trip. She does finish well, but I think something may be gone beyond recall. At a sort of a price to get a fella out, I think Rocks Home Socks about 6-1. I'll take a chance on her in the last race. What do you fancy, Ian?
You're chasing it into the ground, I'll tell you that, Barry. I fancy Sinfonia. I just think she might mind her pitch around the opening two bends and just be too strong from the second bend home. She really is in flying form at present. 31.08 for the 5.75. It's a fair run, and in theory, she may not be as far off the pace over 5.25 as she would get over 5.75 because she's caught into the opening bend. If she did turn close to the pace, and one or two of these having the most experience at Shelbourne, well, she could turn a bit closer. Runners in traps now for the final heat of the opening round, the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks. Sinfonia 1, Ballyglossmel 2, Stardust Sydney 3, 4 Hadaway, 5 Roxholm Sox and 6 Ballymac Juliet. Racing, good start by 2. Ballyglossmel leads into that opening turn. From in second now 4 Hadaway and up the inside trap 3 Stardust Sydney, but out front and it is trap 2 Ballyglossmel who sweeps to the front. Now 5 in second Roxholm Sox, then comes 4 Hadaway and 1 Sinfonia, but out front and still trap 2. Ballyglossmel is led from trap rise, leads. Here comes 1 Sinfonia. Can she get a gap? She can't. 5 Roxholm Sox hits the front. 6 is after Ballymac Juliet up the home straight. Ballymac Juliet launching, but 5 cannot be stopped. Roxholm Sox will get there from Ballymac Juliet, and the luckless Sinfonia, the winning time 29-22. It wasn't quick, but it was certainly exciting. Roxholm Sox the winner for the Haley and the Glory Boys Syndicate, and Martin Lanny.
Good old Martin Lanny got us out of jail. She was a decent winner there. Sinfonia slightly unlucky. Let's have a look at it again. I need to have a better look at it. Trap 2 comes away best. Ballyglossmel shows good early into the first bend, moves slightly wide. Trap 3 gets a good run up the inside. Stardust Sydney, but Ballyglossmel closed the door as they hit the sprint box. Then you can see Roxholm Sox. She had form over 5.75, so she was always going to run on well, but look at Sinfonia in behind, nowhere to go. It looks like she's going to get a gap up the inside there, but trap 2 Ballyglossmel holds her line, and Sinfonia is back to 5th. She runs home well to qualify, but up front it's Martin Lanny's Roxholm Sox for Haley and the Glory Boys, who holds on well to beat Ballymac Juliet out in 6 and the luckless Sinfonia in trap 1. Ian, it was a messy affair, 29-22, our slowest heat of the night. Connections of the 4 that qualified won't matter. Sinfonia very unlucky.
She was very lucky, but that's the problem when you're coming from off the pace. She tried to go through a gap that wasn't there, and in fairness, Ballyglossmel wasn't giving up her rails pitch. Ballyglossmel herself had set a strong gallop from the front. She has raced over further, so you would have expected her perhaps to stay on in front. She had won in 28.73 last time. No excuses for her not clocking something similar tonight, because she does get a solo to that third bend. 4 Hadaway is on her tails, but here comes 1 Sinfonia up the inside, just nowhere to go. All of a sudden there's a bit of an effect on the inside, a domino effect, and 5 Roxholm Sox finds herself in front, and she's won over 750 yards. She goes on to score, but 1 Sinfonia absolutely flying home into the escape. As I said last week, I think this lady will be challenging in the Corn Cuchulainn later in the summer. I think a step back up to 6 bends here at Shelbourne Park will really suit her, and she's one to keep an eye on in the future. But that's it, 12 heats down of the Sporting Press Irish Oaks. Some brilliant performances, of course. Ballymac Beanie, the defending champion, one of the most impressive. Ballydoyle Rossa, should I say, Billy's Diva, some really star performances. Scooby Princess, we can't forget Ballymac Orna. Just lots to look back on in the coming days, and we look forward to the rest of this Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, because it really is a very, very special competition this year.
Yeah, we've been treated to some really, really top-class racing here this evening, and what's more is we'll have 8 second-round heats on the channel here next week, so something to really look forward to. We'll have a look back at a couple of the heats. We'll discuss them maybe a little bit later on before we go off air. But we had the final of the Cesaro, which take place in Mullingar last Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to give you the runners for the final, and we're going to take a look back at what happened in the Westmeath venue. So they went to traps, and trap 1 was your favourite, AK-47. 2 was Amazing Alice. 3 was Razzle Dazzle Curtis. 4 was Clonfort Lorenzo. In 5 we had Rioja Smasher, and out in 6 we had Ripley Lad. Here's how they got on.
And racing, it's a very equal start here. 4 with the early lead, but gets squeezed out, and Clonfert Lorenzo appears out of contention at this stage. 2 hugs the rails though. Amazing Alice getting a sweet run up the inside. Amazing Alice, last year's runner-up, leads by 3 into the back straight at 6. Ripley Lad with every chance down the back. The local charge is bang there in second. Here comes 1, AK-47, and she's certainly got plenty of late bursts of speed. Around the final turns they go. It's still Two Amazing Alice. She's got them all off the bridle in behind. They're rallying gamely, but it's Two Amazing Alice is the champion. For Patrick Guilfoyle, he wins it for a 4th time. It's tight for the Miners.
Yes, congratulations to Pat Guilfoyle. As the commentator mentioned, the 4th time Pat has won that, and I think Amazing Alice was runner-up in that race last year, so she deserved to get her head in front. Let's take a look at it again. I had a small few quid on Razzle Dazzle Curtis in this race, and when he came out like that, I expected him to lead. He a little bit disappointing into the first bend. I thought he would have went around clear and gave them something to aim at, but once Amazing Alice turned well, turned in front, it was always going to be difficult. Ripley Lad was slightly unlucky. He did get slight bump from behind, and that sort of done his chances. He runs a great third bend here, Ripley Lad. Look at where he is now, and look the way he uses the camber there and gets himself right back into contention, but just checks off wide off Amazing Alice. She's a strong sort, Amazing Alice. So too is AK-47, and up the long home straight she had to pull out all the stops to hold off 2 strong stayers. It's a long gap back to the 3rd place, or the 4th place runner, sorry, but great performance. Pat Guilfoyle really seems to love Newbridge, Mullingar, and that's his 4th time he's won that race down there. She was a deserved winner, Amazing Alice. Once she turned well, they were always going to find it hard to pick her up. Ripley Lad, we know he's strong over 750, but just was a little bit unlucky around the first bend.
Yeah, it was a fine display by Amazing Alice. The draw was really in her favour. She was always going to edge across to the fence, but AK-47 not blessed with massive early speed, and Razzle Dazzle Curtis. Well, as soon as I saw the draw, I was delighted. I had backed Amazing Alice a bit of anti-post at 12-1, and you knew he was going to stay right in the early yards, which was going to leave a lovely gap up the inside for the pair. If an Amazing Alice got the better of AK-47, which she did into the opening corner, she was always going to find herself probably thereabouts into the back straight. Ripley Lad on the outside just got a slight clip, cost him a little bit of momentum. But at the same time, if you watch Amazing Alice at the 3rd bend, not for the first time in the competition, she didn't negotiate the 3rd bend at all. Like, she loses certainly 2.5 lengths nearly in momentum here between the last 2 bends. All of a sudden Ripley Lad is on her tail, but she stays tight to the fence off that final turn, stays on stoutly, and following on for the 2 wins of Definite Opinion, Skywalker Logan, a 4th Cesarowicz victory for Pat Guilfoyle, also for her owner Peter Sutcliffe, who puts a lot of money into the game. He's looking to move back to Ireland in the very near future from Australia. He's a dub himself. It'd be great to have a dub winning a few big races here at Shelbourne Park in the future. I know he's going to be investing in more greyhounds, and that's what we need. Keep it up, the good work, Peter, and well done, and congratulations on your tremendous success with Amazing Alice.
Wasn't aware Peter Sutcliffe was a dub. He's moved up now my list. Go on, Peter. Best of luck with the explosive boy up the dubs. Dublin playing Kerry, of course, tomorrow, so we hope best of luck to the Dowlings down there, but we hope Dublin will beat you by maybe a point or 2. I think Conor O'Callaghan playing very well as well, so it should be a good match. I know it's only a league match, but nobody really wants to lose the league matches. Ian, we're going to have a quick look back at some of the heats, but just before I do, the English Derby draw starts next week, I think it is, and I was looking to try and pick out a winner at a decent price during the week. You might have a bit more information on this dog for me. I've seen a dog, Night Honcho, Night Tornado, for Ollie Bray and Larry Dunn, 27.88 around here in the juvenile derby last year. Have you any idea if he's going to go for it? I think he could be one of the more likelier ones. I think 50-1 is a fair price if he does go.
All right, he trialled last week, and I believe he's down to running a trial stake on Tuesday night. He's well housed on the fence. If you're going to back him, I'd be doing so now at that 50-1, because after Tuesday night it just might disappear. He's a very, very talented greyhound. I think he should be suited by Toaster. He's a dog with massive speed from start to finish, favours an inside draw, and if he does find that bit more consistency in his starting, he will be a big player in the Derby. But it's very much an Irish-looking derby this year. There's a lot of greyhounds up there, all trained in Ireland, that have massive chances. Pat Buckley is 2 or 3. Paul Hennessy is the likes of Beach Avenue, Price's Jet. Liam Dowling's bringing a very strong team. Graham Holland's bringing a very strong team. Even Peter Cronin has 1 or 2 that could certainly make a splash. And I'm sure Damien Matthews is hoping that the likes of the Machine will go far. It's a very strong Irish team this year, and fingers crossed, we'll be talking about more than 3 finalists, with the potential maybe up having as many as 5. That's how strong our entry is this year. Touchwood, they all run well around Toaster. The English are losing 1 or 2 of their leading fancies. Southwood Jet is gone. Heard today that Candyman is gone. Of course, Ice and Fire has since been retired since he made his comeback. So their challenge is disappearing, whereas our challenge seems to be getting stronger all the time, Barry.
As a few you've mentioned there, they all have serious chances. I like Knight Tornado. I think he himself and Skywalker Barry ran well in the juvenile derby, and it'd be interesting if Skywalker Barry goes as well. So they'd be two I would be trying to keep on side. So before we leave you this evening, we'll have a quick look back at a couple of the heats, just run through them with Ian. Ian, starting with the second heat, Ballymacart and Ballymacbeanie came up against each other. What looked like a tremendous heat it was. Both of them were about 6-4 each during the week, and there wasn't much support for either runner, to be honest with you, at those prices. I think Connections feel both of them might come on for the run. Ballymacbeanie was brilliant again, out and gone in 28-23. Ballymacart wasn't the quickest away, showed good early pace to get herself into a good position, but Connections will be delighted they've all qualified for next week.
Ballymacart was coming back from a tendon injury on a toe, so there wasn't going to be much support for her. I think it was a case of just hoping that everything went well, and it certainly did. After a moderate start, she showed plenty of early speed. She's only 3 lengths down into the third bend. Of course, Ballymacbeanie really kicked again in the last 50 yards. 2 very, very bright performances from first and second there, and I think they'll be big players in this Oaks going forward. And given the profile of Oaks winners over the years, they tend to be away and gone, and these are 2 bitches that are certainly capable of going away and gone.
A bitch that's not capable of going away and gone is Frontum Hanny. We've seen her, she was excellent in Heat 3. Highview Magnet, who's a really promising puppy, took them along to just before they hit the third bend, but as we seen earlier on and we alluded to, Frontum Hanny took 8 lengths out of Highview Magnet, who herself was probably clocking 28.50, 28.51 in defeat, but Frontum Hanny, and she's got some gears from halfway.
Yeah, the longer she stays in it, the better chance she has, because all the early speed will probably remain and she'll be poaching in behind them and picking up the pieces. She's exceptionally fast.
Billy's Diva was sort of heart attack stuff for the first 3 or 4 yards. She sort of stumbled when she came out of traps, but she showed good early pace to get up the inside of Corner House Lady, and showed all her pace down the back straight. Big run by Kevin Losty's Black-Eyed Angel, I think it was, who came in as a reserve. She set a good pace down to the third bend, but once Billy's Diva got herself out of that little bit of trouble and at a clear run at the sprint boxes, she ran on well, Ian. She did lose a couple of lengths at boxes and maybe a length at the first bend, and they still clocked 28.35 on her sort of her comeback run. That's a decent performance.
Machine. Simple.
Machine is right. So then that just brings us on to that's really it. That's our wrap for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. We've had 12 great races and Clonmel. We'll be back again here next week. I'll hand you over to Ian Fortune, but thanks very much for joining us. All the best.
Yep, the National Greyhound Awards took place at Limerick virtually on Sunday evening, and the main man who was rewarded for Hall of Fame was Jimmy Barry Murphy. We have a slight VT looking back on his time in the sport.
Long ball in towards the goal. Hands going outward. Jimmy Barry Murphy with a shot that's low. And it's the goal. Jimmy Barry Murphy, the scorer of the goal that has won it all match. Jimmy Barry Murphy is on the 21. He takes a shot and the goal. The young man with a great name. Well, the pass coming up to Jimmy Barry Murphy. Jimmy is he's the shot this time, another goal. Dermot McCurtain, John Fenton. Oh, what a goal! Oh, one of the greatest goals of all time. This is one you're going to see in slow motion.
Many great players played other countries, never won anything, so I'm blessed to be born where I am and play with Cork. We were all reared in the old Western Road today. The Laurels being a huge event, money was tight, and we got a committee together to raise funds locally to sponsor the Laurels, and it was a tremendous success. Huge support from the Greyhound public in Cork and indeed all over Munster, and it proved to be a great success.
want to congratulate Jimmy Barry Murphy on his nomination for the Hall of Fame. It is well deserved. Well, I suppose in the GA terms, he was a legend. The very same as Diego Maradona and Pelé for the Brazilians and the Argentinians. Jimmy's our legend, number one. Well done, a well-deserved nomination. Come on, Jimmy.